Hello everyone, welcome to Rob's Gaming Table. I'm Rob, and today I'm going to be playing Gloomhaven Buttons and Bugs. Full disclosure, I purchased this game myself at a convention. It was an impulse buy. I paid $20 cash for it, and I think it was worth it so far. And yeah, I just wanted to try it out. I played it a little bit off stream. I kind of liked it. I love Gloomhaven, you guys know. I like Frosthaven. Love Jaws of the Lion. I've always liked the Gloomhaven systems of the card play. So I figured when I saw it at Gen Con on a table and it was like, all right, for $20, the guy's like, $20 cash, skip the line, the game is yours. I was standing right there at the booth. I thought, why not? Okay. Didn't think I was going to stream it, but I bought it. And I know some of you people asked before, Rob, are you going to play this game? It's on crowdfunding. You should get it. And I went, I'm not interested in that on crowdfunding. I don't give a crap. And I didn't. And I still didn't. But it was an impulse buy. And yes, Velco's saying, I remember when you told us this was too small and fiddly for you. That hasn't changed. And I still don't care to play any more tiny epic games. I played one before. Kind of sucked. But that may change in the future. I always say never when you guys are like, Rob, you should get this game, it's on crowdfunding, oh my god, so excited. And I'm always like, man, I don't care. I'm being honest, but I never say never. Things change. So here we are, we're doing this live, we're gonna play the game. I labeled the thumbnail at this time campaign episode 1. We played through all of Gloomhaven, we played through most of Frosthaven, we played through all of Jaws of the Lion live on YouTube. I don't know if I'll play through this all live on YouTube, because there's a problem. This is solo only. I don't know if I'll lose interest, get bored, not have fun. We'll see. I've only played up to and including a few times scenario 5. So I haven't played that much of the game. It has, I don't know how many scenarios, but I barely dug into the scenario deck. So we're going to do it live. We're going to try it out. This may go all the way through the campaign. We may try it with other characters in the future. This might be the only episode ever. I'm being fully honest with you guys. I play what I want. Thanks to these people for supporting the channel, allowing me to play whatever I want on Rob's gaming table, not whatever publisher pays me gaming table. So again, I purchased this myself. I'm gonna play it. We'll see. But it's kind of cool what I played so far. So I want to show it to you guys. If you guys, those who watching, who the majority of you probably don't know much about this game, that's what usually happens. I learn is, you know, you think everyone knows a game because it's popular or something, but it's not true. That's not the case. More people click on the video who are interested in learning about the thing that they're clicking on, not to see more that they already know, which I've learned, which I do the same thing. Anyways, also this game is for those that need to know where the game came from and what's behind it. This game is created based on the super popular movie license, Honey, I Shrunk the Dungeon Crawler. And it is also brought to you by the same publishers who created the Fantastic Toys series Polly Pocket and Micro Machines. So this is the same kind of idea. It's taking something large and shrinking it down super small. That's the theory. I'm pretty sure that's all accurate information. But hello everyone. Hello joining live. Come on in. Come on in. We're killing some time while everyone gets their notifications and shows up to the live stream, and you guys can help me decide which character I'm going to play today. I'll do a little poll for that. Mighty Max. But for those that are, maybe this is your first time clicking on a playthrough on this channel of like a Haven game, my favorite product of the whole series so far is Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion. I love the length. I love how I play that with some friends, 3-player, 2-player, we played through that whole thing. I love the tutorial in that game, how it eases you into the systems over that few session tutorial. I love the length's not too long. I love the setup playing out of the books. I love how it still has the full Gloomhaven like card play. I love how the character classes are only 4, so you're not overwhelmed with choice. I love the progression of it. I love taking a single character, not having new characters thrown at you over and over again, which I know some people love. And it is fun to play that legacy style, like unboxing new stuff over and over and over again, that constant dopamine hit of discovery. But I like playing my campaign dungeon crawlers kind of classic, where I pick a character, watch them go from nothing to, you know, superhero, you know, crushing everything, kind of getting like lots of abilities, becoming super powerful, lots of equipment and loot along the way. So yeah, Jaws of the Lion's like my favorite thing. So seeing that they shrunk it down to like a travel size Gloomhaven, I was like, okay, gimmick. But here's where I was coming from when I heard about this. I never looked at it on a crowdfunding. I didn't even see this thing until I first saw it at Gen Con on a table being demoed in the Cephalofair booth. But people brought it up to me and explained it to me in chat, saying it's just like a very small Gloomhaven and kind of like the tiny Epic games. And at the time, I had played, maybe it was around that same time, I backed a game that was $20, dungeon crawler in a box or a tin, Dark Tomb, okay? And I played that, and I was like, okay, this is kind of cute, travel-sized dungeon crawler. I played it on stream, I played it a couple times off stream. Man, that game was not it. That game was trash. Like, literally trash. I paid $20 for it, and I thought, okay, this is okay for 20 bucks, I guess. But now I've played this, and this was also $20. And I didn't have to pay shipping on this or anything like that. I got it at a convention. Obviously, it's expensive to go to a convention. So, like, maybe this will show up in retail. Maybe it is. I don't know. But this is $20. Dark Tomb is $20, okay? I spent the same amount of money on both. Dark Tomb, Garbola compared to this. Like, Garbola. And I thought that's what I was going to play in this. And I was pleasantly surprised that this still carries most of the complexity of the system of choosing cards and abilities and initiative and all that, planning ahead of Gloomhaven. And you're going to see that here. I don't know the Tiny Epic games. They try to jam a big game in a little box. I feel like they don't really do a great job of it from what I've played and seen. But this does a decent job of it, and I'll show you. The only problem is this is solo only. And the Tiny Epic games, I think, the one I played before was... we play like 3-player, 4-player maybe. I played 4-player of it. But yeah, it's just like, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we'll try one in the future. But anyways. But this is more comparable to that. Like, that Dark Tomb game, it dumbs down to be a super simple, like, basic game, right? Like, they're trying to be travel and, like, super light, right? This game is, like, still trying to be complex, but in a small package, similar to the Tiny Epic games. Those are still complex games, shrunk down into a tiny fit, right? Yeah. This is more like the giant game in a tiny box, right? Because this has like a full campaign and like a full rule book, like a learn to play, a how to play system, 3.19 complexity up here. This is not like Gloomhaven with no rules, like, you know, my first family weight Gloomhaven, party game Gloomhaven, nothing like that. This is still like a heavier game, 3.19 for the $20 tiny box game. Not like that other game. So if you want a dungeon crawler, like a pocket-sized dungeon crawler, a small dungeon crawler to travel with you, you're playing solo, this is the one. Okay, look into this one. Not this one. This one, Garbola. Okay, this one is not it. Unless you like really don't want to learn any rules. This one is it, okay? This, in my opinion, look at this one first, okay? Look into this one first. There's more meat on the bones, more value for your money, I feel, assuming you like the systems. But again, not every game's for everybody. Maybe you don't need a small game at all. Don't even bother with it, right? Go play a full game. If you got the table space, play a full game. Hey, Janet, how's it going? Having a good day. Hope you are having a great day. Apophenia says, I saw the game and played a bunch of Gloomhaven and Jaws of the Lion, but I played it all at 4-player, so I didn't get buttons and bugs. Yeah, but you know when your friends, like, tell you they're too busy and, like, the real life takes over, you know, and they got family and stuff and they can't come over to play Gloomhaven? And you're like, I want to play Gloomhaven. But then you find out Gloomhaven, you have to play it with like 2 characters and it's not true solo. Well, this is true solo. This is like true solo, quick setup, 20-minute scenarios, shorter campaign, still has some story, still has choice of cards to upgrade to and choose to put in your deck, still has the choice of items to choose, and still has that tactical combat on a map. But yeah, just doesn't have like the unlocking of boxes of new stuff. If that makes sense. At least not that I know of. Unless inside the inner lining of the box, if I rip it open, I find like a puzzle book or something. Then I quit the game, as Yogi was telling me. If I find the hidden puzzle book in this game, yeah, I'm rage quitting for sure. Especially if it's mandatory. I don't want to do any puzzles. But yeah, just want to hack and slash and get some loot. Yeah, Nikki Valens is one of the designers. Those that don't know, Nikki Valens did design some scenarios I saw in Frosthaven when we were playing through that on the channel. But she did create that cool game. I always forget the name of it, by Plaid Hat. I played with my niece and stuff in the past. Quirky Circuits, really cool game. She also had a hand in like Arkham Horror when she used to do stuff for FFG. So she's made some cool stuff. Cool stuff. Where is it? Oh yeah, Mansion of Madness 2nd Edition. Eldritch Horror, Arkham Horror 3rd Edition. Love it. Now Buttons of Bugs, Legacy of Dragonholt. Yeah. Yeah, she comes from... So Fantasy Flight Games, one of my favorite publishers, make quality games. Always, usually super quality games. They take tutorials, learn to play the rules very serious. Their systems, graphic design, you know, playtesting, balance, all that stuff. Usually pretty good. But they just know how to make thematic, like take IPs, slap on mechanics, make them feel fun and thematic and good stuff. But yeah, if you sort it by rank here, she's got a hand in Mansion of Madness 2nd Edition, Eldritch Horror, Arkham Horror, Legacy Dragonholt. There's that Quirky Circuits. Oh, no way. Okay, so I have this game sitting on a shelf. I can see it right there. I found this in a drawer of small box games I had. I've played this like 2 times. This is hilarious. I played this a couple times. Not the most crazy Star Wars game, but for those that are sitting here right now, I was gonna do a fun stream on this in the future. We'll just do a trashy little stream of this small box game. That's funny that it popped up. I was gonna pull it out as like a funny kind of stream in the future. So stay tuned. Might still happen, maybe not. But it's funny that I just saw this right now because it was like last week I found this game. I was like, oh man, I gotta stream this game. Well, people are bitching that I'm not playing enough of their favorite new hotness game. I need to pull out this like old out of print Star Wars game and play that instead, just to be a troll. But anyways, yeah, it's funny. I didn't realize Nikki Valens had a hat in that game. And like all this Eldritch Horror stuff. Yeah, like you want us to play more Star Wars Rebellion? No. We're going to play Star Wars Empire versus Rebellion. Yeah, that's right. Very close. Very close to games. Don't get me wrong. Very close games. Almost as epic. Anyways, if you don't know this game, super light, little 2-player game. Feels like kind of like a little cheesy cash grab. But yeah, I used to play with like my daughter when she was younger. Yeah, when she was like 5 or 6, I used to play this with her, so it's definitely not that complex for sure. But anyways. All right, here's Gloomhaven Buttons and Bugs. It is this tiny little box, tiny little blocks of Gloomhaven. So it's just like 1 player, you know, approximately 20 minutes a session is the idea. Okay, it's this tiny little box. Okay, and we have some of the components set out here, but not all of them. There's quite a bit in this game for what it is, I would say. They did a pretty good job of fitting the feel of true solo Gloomhaven in this like little tiny package. But you can be the judge of that. One thing I do want to shout out, because it's been a thing for years on the channel, the learning process of a game. Like, in board gaming, modern board gaming, okay, we've seen it all. You bring a new game to crowdfunding or retail, and I can tell you 8 other games that I played recently that have like the same mechanics, okay? Mechanics, they're all there. It's just how are you going to mix them together and then present them in a beautiful package, play test them, balanced, all that kind of stuff. So taking like, you know, multi-use cards, worker placement, deck building mechanics, whatever, point salad, whatever your freaking mechanic of choice is, you know, asymmetric powered characters, whatever flashy mechanics you want to sell and put in your game. Okay, we've seen it and done that. They're all there. They all work great. Put them together. Fun times. But what I like to point out is this kind of an aspect of our hobby that kind of a lot of publishers suck ass at and need to improve on. And like, your game can be great, but if your rule book, your learning, your tutorial, your reference sheets, your how to get a player into your game, if it sucks, A lot of times it sucks. You know, you can learn from certain games. This is one of those games. Okay, so this game, yes, it's a small game, and you think, oh man, these small games have it so easy, making learn to play systems and teaching players the rules because they're little tiny games with small rule sets. No, this one is not. This is a 3.19 complexity. It is a lot of the Gloomhaven rules and systems, abilities, you know, monster movement, card abilities, all that kind of stuff. It's all here, right? And they found a way, even better than Jaws of the Lion, which is one of the best I've seen. They have the whole learn to play system that Fantasy Flight Games popularized. They have a learn to play to literally get you into your first scenario, teach you all the rules. Look how beautiful this is with examples. Okay, look how clean this rulebook is, okay? It's still 35 tiny little pages, and then even tells you, go online, there's the full rulebook on there with even more stuff that they hid from you. So the first scenario of the game hides a lot of the game from you. You don't want to overwhelm the player to get your game on the table and learn your game, right? Okay. The other thing, you can get the full rules just by scanning the QR code here, but they partner with Dice, and I've never used Dice before until this game, but it's an app you can download, and it'll literally do the same thing as this book is doing, but it literally walks you through the game with like, I tried it out for the first time, and it's really cool. It basically like tells you to take your turns, roll your dice, then you kind of input the results. So instead of like a scripted tutorial, like here's some players playing through a game, and this is how they would play the game. Okay, this is like, here's how to set up your game, get the components out of the box, set it up on the table. Are you done? Yes, next. You're gonna do this, have the monsters go. Did the monsters attack you? Yes. You know, roll the dice. Who's going first? Check this. Is this monster dead now? Yes. So you're just like kind of like interacting with the app and it's walking you through a session. It's very well done and very well done. So when I got this game, I literally didn't read this. I started with this for fun just to try it out. Since then, I didn't play it for a couple weeks and then I pulled it out again with this. And then I read through the full rules. Very well done, very laid out. Even the rules online, the full rules have that section that most games need to have. And it shows you that a game's been play tested. Is that beautiful rules section called Easily Forgotten Rules. Okay? Things you're going to forget when playing. Things that if you put the game on the shelf for a couple months and you come back, a nice little section you can read to remind yourself the weird things in the game that are easily forgotten and that they learned were forgotten during play testing or when the public was playing their previous edition of the game or whatever. So this game, I must praise for their learn to play system, getting the Dice tutorial ready to go before the game's launch. Beautiful. Having a full rules with all the information you need, with appendices and easily forgotten rules, and having a learn to play hiding everything so that the player can play the first damn session of the game without having to know all the rules, get it to the table, try it out, learn it within like an hour. And it's a 3.19 complexity still, so it has quite a bunch of rules. And even has reference cards to help you out. Okay, it has some reference. Okay. And it eases you into the game. I must applaud them for that. And more publishers need to take notice of this kind of stuff to show that they actually spend the money, the time creating a system that people who are visual learners, audio learners, hands-on learners all have a path to get this game to the table and not be overwhelmed by the Gloomhaven systems. Huge props. Huge props to that on a $20 freaking little game. Yeah. So I just like to point that stuff out. Because that's where me, playing lots of different games, that's like, I feel that pain. And I'm sure some of you guys do too. And you get a game and you're like, oh, this rulebook's tough. And you're going online, you're looking up rules, and like, there's no support really there for you. And you're trying to find things out, and it's frustrating, right? Especially if you buy a crowdfunding game full of errata in the rulebook or things that aren't clear. And you can tell the game wasn't really play tested rules-wise. But yeah. There you go. I just want to point that out before I get into it, just to show you, so I can throw that stuff off to the side. But yeah, I just think that's really neat. So if you're like intimidated by the Gloomhaven system and you never played Gloomhaven, Frosthaven, Jaws of the Lion, I would always say start with Jaws of the Lion. But now I might say like maybe this is the game you kind of try yourself first, see if you like Gloomhaven, $20 investment, try it out. If you like this personally, before even playing with friends and having to teach anyone else, you play this true solo, see if you even like it. Then you go to like Jaws of the Lion, invite some friends over, teach them that game, and it'll be even easier to learn that game after this, which I think is really cool. I just want to point that stuff out. I think it's really neat. And if you don't want spoilers, you can leave now. But we will play through the game. I'll explain things as we go. You'll learn the game from playing it. We're doing a full playthrough here. I take my sweet ass time. We're going to see how it goes. We might just play through one scenario today. After we figure out what character we're playing, we might play through 2, 3, 4, the whole campaign. I don't even know. We'll see. We'll see. We probably won't though, because I don't think I want to stream that long, but we'll see. And I also don't know if I'm going to finish that campaign. Like I said before, we'll just kind of see how it goes. I'll rename the video to like just play through a couple scenarios and end it there if we don't want to play the full campaign. We'll kind of see how it goes. If you want to help other people find this campaign, hit the like button. That helps a ton. Feel free to share it. Yeah, thank you all, 29 of you. Click the like button already. Much appreciated. It does help other people find the channel, find the videos, and then maybe they can join us on future live streams. Because honestly, if nobody's watching, maybe I don't want to play it either. You know? We'll see how it goes, though. We'll all play this together. Even though it's true solo, we're going to cheat. We'll have the whole chat involved. We'll play along together. We'll help make decisions together. Yell at me if I'm playing something wrong. Or if you have any rules questions, shout them out in the chat. If you're watching later, timestamp it down below if you notice I do anything weird, because other people watching this in the future can learn from my mistakes, right? So don't be afraid to point something out. Just don't be a dick about it. Just timestamp it, explain. Maybe even if you know the rule page where it explains that. That can help us out in future episodes. It can also help other people just watching who are like, oh, I didn't think it worked that way. Check the comments if you're watching this later and trying to like learn, because there might be stuff down there to help you out. Jackpot Man says, best thing for me in this game is that you can see all possible outcomes of an attack, both from a player and enemy, at all times. Makes it more deterministic and less luck-based. Yeah, the way they even separated out the attack modifier deck, so it's like there's only 3 options and each one has a chance on a single attack. I really like this. I really like this, actually. I thought I wouldn't. Not having the full deck and like the possibility of a null or ×2 could always come up. The fact that it's locked in based on a single attack and then this little token moves on, there's like no attack modifier deck, means it's even less randomness, right? Like usually attack modifier deck's really just a modifiable like 20-sided die basically, you know, kind of idea. This is like, you know, a 3-sided die you're rolling every time. Literally a 3-sided die. It's a D6, but there's only 3 results on it. And they didn't even use a D6. They still used a custom die, which I gotta give them shout out for. They could have easily just rolled a D6 and been like, this is a result on 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, you know? But they still paid to get a custom die done, which a lot of games won't do that. So I like that. Anyways, small thing, but like, it's definitely cool. I mean, they could have put some symbols on there that maybe are more Gloomhaven related, you know, or dungeon crawler fantasy related. Instead, they went with, you know, your child's preschool math symbols or something there, or like off a, you know, a toddler toy, circle, line, and cross, you know. But anyways, whatever, it works. Okay, let's do the poll to find out what character we're playing. But yeah, if you hate this die, if you think it's not balanced, or because of the symbols, or you just hate rolling it so small, just roll a d6 and treat the minus as 1 and 2, 0, 3, and 4. I was doing that when I was playing not on stream. I'm going to use the components for the game. But like, obviously it's way more fun rolling like, you know, larger dice. Obviously, like, you know, you can just roll a full size d6. Like, they're quite different size, right? So if you don't like rolling small dice, you know, just roll a d6 and you know, treat it just like every other game where like a plus is, you know, the 5 and 6 kind of idea and whatever. So that's easily adjustable. Oh yeah. Other thing I want to do is for items. I'm going to use my own little cube so I don't have to keep rotating item cards. I do like it, it's fine, but it's just easier for visual streaming. You guys will see if we get to the items today what the hell I'm talking about. But I'll just use some little cubes to mark that they're used, so we don't have to keep rotating them underneath cards. It gets a little like messy. Oh, that's the other thing. One negative of this game, but it's still the same in other Haven games. The card quality is kind of trash. Some of the cards are like warping, they're bent, like, I don't know. They're just like very thin card stock. I don't know. A lot of the cards warp, I noticed. Just sitting on the table, they start like curling. So it's like too much ink and stuff on like too thin of paper stock. But I'll say one thing though, on the opposite end. This is probably the main reason why I bought it. $20 game with dual layer cardboard in it. Okay. Yeah, Terraforming Mars. I'm looking at you. Okay. $20 game with dual layer cardboard components. Okay. One of my favorite components in gaming. And they have a whole bunch. Okay. This is like kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. Just throwing that out there. Throwing that out there. Kind of cool. Okay, let's go. Which character to play? Okay. Now, because it's my game and I bought it and I do what I want with it, I'm going to limit this playthrough down to the characters that I'd want to play through my first campaign with. Yes, I played this game a little bit already with this character and this character just to try it out. Didn't go beyond scenario 5, but I did play up to scenario 5. I played this character only a couple scenarios, but I did play this one all the way to 5. Failed on 5, but then played again until I beat it once, or twice total. So just so you know, this all I've played of the game. So I might not be a super expert or anything. I haven't played the other characters, but I did want to show you guys that there are 6 characters to choose from in this little game. And they all play different. They all have their own cards. Plus they have upgrade cards. Okay, so you get a total of 4 up to 8 cards. These are your level 2 cards. Okay, you'll get, as you level up through the game, you get to upgrade another. Like upgrade one of these cards to one of these cards, then 2 of them to 2, and then, you know. But the crazy part, I don't know if I love it or hate it. Still, the jury's out. But on there's a A side to these cards and a B side to these cards. Okay, so technically, when I start with 4 cards to a character, and we can look more closely at what these characters are before you vote on the poll. If you already know the game, go ahead and vote. If you're just voting based on art or name, go ahead. If you've already played Gloomhaven, this is the rogue, this is the brute. Okay, that's basically what we're playing. I'm just going to choose from those. I'm not playing with the Craighart, Spellweaver, Tinker, and Mind Thief. Okay, they're not in the game. Also, Mel just quickly, I primed these, and Mel just quickly threw a color speed paint on them, just the same color as the character, just so I could tell the minis apart in the box. I didn't care to have them painted properly, because I don't really care. Like, the enemies that are in the game are cubes. I'm surprised the characters aren't cubes, but they're minis, and it's just I don't really care like if they're painted or not, but better than gray plastic. That was my goal. Thanks, Mel, for pinning those. Scoundrel, rogue, whatever it's called. It was called the Scoundrel in Gloomhaven, not the Rogue. Oh, my bad. Sorry, I get it confused with all my other generic fantasy dungeon crawler stuff. Yeah, it's a rogue. Is Brute the right name? Is Brute the right name? I don't remember. It's been a little while since I played Gloomhaven or Gloomhaven Digital. Kind of forget. Okay, so what's the Silent Knife? Okay, this is the Silent Knife. There's the hit points. Okay, at level 1, 11 hit points, 2, 12, and so on. On the back here, they have a complexity. We're playing with a low complexity character, possibly. They're both low complexity, I think. Yep, they're both low complexity. Okay, the Silent Knife lives in the shadows, striking when the ideal opportunity presents itself. Whether the knife is thrown or stabbed into their opponent's back, they will make sure it hits the mark, only to be long gone by the time the body hits the floor. So we're going to let the bodies hit the floor if we play the Silent Knife. Here's the level 1 cards in case you're not sure what to use, if you can't realize there's a symbol here and a symbol here. And then there's like to help with the analysis paralysis of choosing card upgrades, you just literally have to look at your 4 cards and decide which one you want to upgrade to one of these 4 cards. And like if you upgrade Thief's Knack, you must upgrade it to Spring the Trap, for example. So they have like straight card replacements. So it's like very straightforward. You still get to choose which one you want to upgrade, and you can even choose it per scenario. So even though we're playing the campaign, we might first upgrade Thief's Knack to Spring the Trap. The next time we play a scenario, we can ungrade or downgrade that, revert it back to level 1, and then upgrade like Venom Shiv to watch it burn. Or if we're playing a scenario that's literally level 5 and we get to upgrade all of them, we upgrade all of them, okay? If we're playing like scenario level 4 scenario, we only upgrade I think 3 of them, and we could switch which 3 we upgrade even when you replay that same scenario. You're not locked in, which is kind of cool. And you can play each scenario separate. You don't have to play it through the campaign. You can pick a scenario, play it over and over again, different characters, different setups, different items, whatever the hell you want. But they recommend playing it, if you like the story, play it in order, play through the scenario deck of story and scenarios in order, okay? And the other one in the poll, just to limit options here, is the Bruiser. Low complexity, the Bruiser isn't afraid to take a hit because they know they can return the favor and then some. Bruiser gets right up in the enemy's face to punch through their defense and push them around. So the Bruiser's got pushing of enemies, has a lot good movement, jumping, and like lots of melee attack stuff, okay? And then the Silent Knife is some range stuff or melee stuff, can go invisible, and what else? What else? Oh, poison, has some poison in there. I don't know. Well, let's not worry about where it goes in the future, but let me just show you. So for example, Silent Knife has Venom Shiv as one of the cards. On the B side, has these abilities. So it's just like Gloomhaven cards, like literally Gloomhaven cards. Same abilities, same text, same graphic design. Okay, quick reflexes. You see some move and attack, some big movement. Okay, has some big healing, poisoning. Darkness is the element that the Silent Knife uses. Smoke bomb to turn invisible. Can move an enemy with the bottom part there. Good low initiative of 12. Throwing knives, little range attack, two attack to 2 different characters. You could also set this up as an active card to negate the next source of damage you suffer. Then we got Thief's Knack. The next time an enemy enters a hex within 2 range of you, it suffers 3 damage. And then we have a bottom attack. So you can get, like, if you're all up in their face, you can attack, you know, bottom, top at the same time. But this character even has like a move on the top of one of the cards with an attack. So you can pair that together to like attack, then move, and then attack again, which is like one of my favorite things to do in like any kind of like tactical combat game. So you see their quick reflexes. Okay, so there's some cards of that. You need that for your decision on the poll. If you're watching this live, go ahead and vote in the poll. Which character you want to see us play with. Again, we might only play a couple scenarios and kind of stop. We might go all the way to the end of the campaign. We'll see. But I just want to pick a character to work with, and we're going to work with them. Unless we hate it after a while, we can always switch. Brute Willis 2.0? Yeah. I know, Brute is like my classic, like, starting Gloomhaven with, right? So it's like, that's why I just grabbed this one. But as you guys know, who anyone watched us play digital, I also fell in love with the Scoundrel, aka the Rogue, aka the Silent Knife, whatever. And then even playing both of them together in Gloomhaven is like amazing. But in this, you don't play 2 together, you just play 1. So it misses out on that whole, like, interacting with 2 different classes is gone now. So that's kind of like a negative in my opinion, but like if you want to play true solo, you're going to lose that anyway. This reminds me a lot of those solo scenarios in Gloomhaven, right? And this does have, spoiler, just like Jaws and the Lion, this does have those scenarios that are focused on a single class that you only see if you're playing that certain class and kind of test you on that. Similar to the solo scenarios included in Gloomhaven and Frosthaven that you can play to like kind of test your class and earn some cool item for your class, kind of like see how well you know it. Yeah, this is Honey, I Shrunk the Gloomhaven, the board game, just so you know. Yeah. Or Honey, I Shrunk the Dungeon Crawler. And then they put the Gloomhaven IP on it. Yeah, 100%. That's all accurate. Okay, so we have Warding Strength for the Bruiser. Has some like attack with a push. Gives us itself advantage or strengthen. Has some shield effect that can stay there for the rest of the game if you want. And then when you discard it, goes to your discard pile, or actually goes back to your hand because it's on the A side. I'll show you this whole A to B stuff. I was super confused for a bit with it because it feels so weird, but it's very clever. I don't know. I don't know if I like it or hate it, but it's weird. We have Unstoppable Charge, big attack for 4. We got a move of 3. Oh yeah, if you want to know how to fully play this game, you're just looking for the rules. There's how to play videos out there. I saw when I searched. But again, you have the dies tutorial. You can go through that or read the rulebook online. It's available on their website. You can go read through it, totally understand how the game works without even buying it, which I like. So yeah, if you just need to learn it, there's lots of material there, but we're going to learn it as we play kind of thing. And I'm going to assume some of you have already seen Gloomhaven stuff if you're watching this channel. Because yeah, those are some of our like most viewed content and people always complain when I don't play more Gloomhaven stuff. So yeah, I'm playing this, all right? So I want to hear more bitching. Just kidding. No more complaints. All right. No videos for you. Spare dagger. Oh yeah, Pierce. We have some Pierce. We got some big attack on a lost card here. We got some move, add +1 to your attacks this round. Leaping cleave. Got some jump, hitting multiple hexes. Got the bruiser uses air as its element. I cover the back. Oh, and earth. Some retaliate for the rest of the game if you want. Heal 2 or until you want to discard it or whatever. We got shield bash, 3 attack, some shield for the rest of the round. Move 4. Okay, and then we have like using air. Oh yeah, elements are a little weird in this game too, but I think I understand it. I think I like it. It's very clever too, how that works. Without having extra components and being like too complicated, like working within the scope of the game. I think it's very clever the way they use elements. Okay, so those are your options. Super simple, low complexity, straightforward characters. There is another low complexity, I think, but we're not going to include it. I just want to play with these like because of my own nostalgia and like, you know, it's good to compare the games 1-to-1 if you're like playing the same, you know, classes you played before-ish. Like if Mel were playing, she'd maybe use the Spellweaver. That was like her kind of character she bonds with. But you can play the Mind Thief, some medium, complexity high on the Spellweaver. Tinker is complexity high. And then we have another low is the Craigheart. This is like what our buddy Justin used to play all the time in like Gloomhaven with us. So I think of like Mel and then Justin, but the Tinker and Mind Thief, like, you know, I dabble with them in the online one, the digital, but it's like I want to try them, but it's like not what I want to do right now. All right, I'm going to close the poll. Thank you for voting. Much appreciated. Okay. All right. Christoph says, gonna have a whiskey during the game. Cheers. Cheers. I got water. Yeah, it goes down pretty smooth actually. But yeah, anyways. Okay, so 71% voted for the Silent Knife. Okay. So Bruiser, you're out, bro. Sorry. Sorry, man. Back to the box with you. Back to the box. Oh yeah, the other cool thing is, like I said before, you can actually upgrade cards. So like, you know, going forward, we have lots of other options. And I'm glad you guys picked the Silent Knife because it has the most like little orange, my favorite icon in all of Gloomhaven. This one right here, this orange icon. At least if I'm doing it. If the enemies are doing it, I hate it. But, you know, if we have it, it's all good. It's a little bleed action, a little wound. But you also get these cards, which symbolize like upgrading your attack modifier deck based on what level the scenario is you're playing at. So they give you other cool effects. But for now, we're just going to be playing with the default boring, you know, we're starting the game out, little attack modifier board or whatever the hell this is called. So every time we make an attack, we roll the die based on the result. We modify our attack, and then we move the token down. And the next attack, we roll the die. You know, our next target, even if it's the same turn, we're attacking multiple targets. Every time we're rolling a modifier for each person we're attacking, or each monster or whatever, we got to roll the die and then move the token down. So we can't even miss until our third attack of the game. So because it's like deterministic when things are going to happen, you can literally time things to like, from like turn 1, kind of like line things up, hoping that like, we'll play this card on this turn and line it up so by the time we get to our ×2, we have advantage or, you know, some item or something so we can roll and hopefully get our ×2 and make sure we play like a good attack where it would matter and not waste it. So it's kind of like, it's weird. It's definitely a weird feeling playing a Haven game without like possibly hitting a null or ×2 at any point. So it's really neat, but I like it. Kind of glad I don't have another deck to shuffle and play with, so it's really cool. Oh, Almond says, I bought Jaws of the Lion this weekend after spending a year playing the big game. Yeah, I love Jaws of the Lion. I love that little game. That's great. It's like a nice, good length package. Very well done. Setup, teardown, obviously, very good improvement. You know, great price. Good value for the price. Oh man, and that's the vibe I get from this game too. If you're into this kind of stuff. Oh yeah, you get out of here. We don't need you. Okay, and we're going to put our rogue character here. Silent Knife, I mean. Okay, so we got our cards. Now, oh yeah, enemies have their own attack modifier thing. We'll set up the enemies in a sec. But first thing, let's open the book, the scenario book deck thing. Oh, it fell apart. Oh, this book's missing the binding. I'm just kidding. It's a deck because it's a little game. But it has the cover like a Gloomhaven book, which is funny. All right, let's start our campaign here. Okay, I need you to ignore. This was super confusing when I was first trying to play. Like, what the hell is this on the bottom here? What is this on the top? Ignore that right now, please. Ignore that, okay? We'll learn about that. Again, we're just playing the first scenario. They want to hide stuff from the player, but they still put it in front of the player. A little confusing, but we just need to read that shrinking feeling, okay? When we're ready to start. Derek, what up? We need top 10. We need top 10 value for money games. This is probably on it. Again, though, that's a very like that's a very specific thing, like a very personal thing. Cause like any game on paper, like crowdfunding is famous for this. For making you feel like for the price of this game, you're getting this many scenarios, this many miniatures, this many cards, this long of a campaign, yada, yada, yada. So much crap added into the game. Stretch goal, stretch goal, stretch goal, right? And it's like, if you don't like that game and you literally get it, and then you play like one scenario and you're like, ugh, not for me. The value's not there. But some people will get that game, love it, play through the whole thing, literally play the expansion content, start it over, play it again. It's a very subjective thing. Just based on a price to scenario kind of thing is very subjective. So I might say this game has high value for the money, but someone else might be like, man, this sucks. Like, I didn't even play it. I didn't even get it out of the box because it looked like trash when I got it, you know? Derek, no problem, man. Says, thanks for showcasing this. Rob is the best there is at what? Wait, what? Thank you for the super chat. Thanks for showcasing this. Rob is the best there is. Oh, the best there is at what he does. I get it. I can't read. And I'm about to read this, and I can't even read your super chat. This is going to be rough. I apologize. Still getting the caffeine in me settling in today. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. Thank you for the kind words. Okay, so we have that shrinking feeling. What a time for Gloomhaven. First, a black tornado from the void nearly destroyed the city. Then the reports of the very essence of corruption, trying to end everything. But all is well that ends well. At the center of both events, Hale, a mysterious Aesir who lives in a derelict tavern, the Crooked Bone, it is said she can turn anyone into a hero. Exactly what you want to be. Sure, you don't have a lot of training, but put in front of the right adventure, you'd get the acclaim that is due to you. So, with that bold purpose, you step across the threshold of the Crooked Bone and... No, that's not right. Everything is growing. Why is the doorway so large? Why are you so small? Is this some sort of Aesir enchantment? You've been shrunk. See, this exact story of Honey, I Shrunk the Dungeon Crawler. Play scenario 1, a rude welcome. Okay? So I take this and I throw this away. For now. Okay, we don't need that right now. Then I go to the next card in the deck. This is literally like you play it in order. Okay? Other thing I've learned by playing this, you don't play all these scenarios. There are branching paths in here, and based on the class you're playing, you'll play different stuff. Based on, I don't know what else. I do have some optional scenarios in here too, from Origins and Gen Con promos are in here that we could play in between if you guys want, if we're still playing it. So you guys just let me know. Could spice it up a little bit, play some promo scenarios. So my deck might be bigger than your deck, okay? Like, we're talking about size here, small game and everything. My deck has some extra scenarios, so it's bigger than yours, okay? Maybe we have the same size. I don't know, but you know. Anyways, let's not compare them, okay? I shouldn't have brought that up, all right? But yeah, yes. Scenario 1, a rude welcome. This is a level 1 scenario, meaning the level will determine our health we're playing with on our sheet here. It will determine the cards we're playing with in our hand, it will determine, what else will determine? The items we can carry normally, but right now we're not using items yet. And that's what these are. These are items on the bottom and top, but we're not going to worry about them right now. They will come into play after the scenario. What else do they determine? There's like 4 things they determine. Oh, they determine your attack modifier thing, because remember we said you can level it up, right? And change your attack modifier. I think that's all the things. All right. Scenario 1, a rude welcome. Got some fancy gear there. A whirlwind you whirl around, taking in your familiar yet unfamiliar surroundings. Your attention settles on a scruffy character behind you, luckily on par with your diminutive stature. Nice and shiny, like it's never been used. Hand it all over and I'll let you live. Well, that simply won't do. Your gear is unused, but there's really only one solution for that. So we're going to play this scenario. The monsters we're using is literally just Bandit Guard. And the goal, very creative. We've never seen this goal before in any kind of Gloomhaven game. This is a new one called Defeat All Monsters, okay? And then there's a story we'll read after we win. This game does not have fail forward. If you lose, you have to replay the scenario. But every time you play a scenario, you can decide to set the difficulty level. So you could keep replaying. And you could replay with the same character, the same items, and just keep trying to bang your head against the wall, try different combinations, totally fine. If it's a later level scenario, you can play it again, switch which cards you upgrade, switch which items you take, try it out. And the other thing you can do is, switch items, cards, and technically you switch the character too if you wanted. But what else was I going to say? I don't remember. But yeah, that's it, I think. But we're not playing with items right now, so that's not a choice. Okay, so we're going to leave this, and literally the scenario is on the other side. Okay. I don't know what's easier, Jaws of the Lion, flipping pages in a book for setup, or this has to be easier because we don't even have terrain. We don't even have to put hexes on top of the page. We literally flip a card, and literally where our scenario setup is here. We don't even have to look in a book for scenario setup. It's on the freaking map. So where we put our enemies are here. Our obstacles are already on the board. Our hazardous terrain already on the board. Our starting position already here. Okay? So we're playing Scenario 1, a rude welcome. And when we look at it, we're going to have some enemies here, the Bandit Guards. And I'll show you that. Bandit Guards. All the enemies in the game, they're just a deck of cards. And there's multiple on different sides. We found the Bandit Guard. And it's going to literally slot into one of these little dual layer cardboard things. But like I said, the card quality in this game is pretty ass. So you can see it's already like curling, so it doesn't like fit in nicely. Yeah, it's like, I don't know. The card quality sucks ass. But the dual layer cardboard, all the other stuff is great. I don't know whether they just cheaped out on the card quality again. I don't know. They just love doing that. They get away with it. I don't know. Maybe I'm supposed to sleeve that, but then if I sleeve it, it won't fit in that tray. So I don't know. But I'm still going to complain about that every time I play one of these Haven games. It's like the card quality is always like so cheap. Even in the big expensive box games. Like not just these, not to mention the tiles in Frosthaven. Let's not go there. Let's not go on that rant today. Okay, so yeah. So we have our character here, our enemy. And our enemy, based on what we roll on the die at the start of the turn, we'll find out what their initiative is. It could be one of 3 different things. So this is like, picture enemies in a Haven game. You could look through their, deck of like 8 cards or whatever, kind of like see what they possibly can do. But you kind of don't know what you'll draw next. And the deck gets reshuffled. This is literally super straightforward. You can just look at the enemy card and go, they could move on their turn when you're selecting your cards. They could not move. Maybe they got range attacks. Maybe there's some element thing involved. Maybe you need to like, I don't know, play around that somehow. But all the information's here. The other information that's here is they're ongoing. These guys have 1 defense for the rest of the game on all units. They also have 8 health. Super straightforward. It's all here. It's like so straightforward, but I love it. But it's random which one they'll get, right? They could go at initiative 30, 50, or 70. Like, who knows? We'll find out, right? And then again, you can see their attack modifier. And right now we're playing on standard difficulty. But we could, like, if we lose, once or twice, we could drop it down to easy, very easy, by just slotting in a card, a crooked, bent card. We could slot that in there and make it easy. We could flip it over. We could choose this right now and change it up. We could be like, yo, we're just so good. We're just so good at playing board games live on the internet in front of people that, you know, we could just be like, let's play very hard and we're going to just wreck it, right? No, we're not going to do that. I am a chicken. We're not going to do that. We're just going to play on standard for now. But I mean, if you fail, you could also change the difficulty. That's what I was going to say. That was the part of my thought I forgot earlier. Was, yeah, you can change up your items, your character, your cards you upgraded, whatever you want to change. Try the scenario again. But you also could change the difficulty level. And you can set it anytime you play a new scenario. Whether it's your first time, you don't have to stick the campaign on standard and stay that way the whole way. You could drop it. It's like the Hexplorer games kind of do that too, where you can kind of flip it as you go, change it as you want if you want to do that, which is kind of cool. Or like progress it as you want. Okay, so that's that. That's our enemy. What else we need to do? Let's set up the board here. Our huge giant board. We'll get our cubes out here. Okay, so we need a bandit green. So we're going to put the bandit on its starting spot. It's a little green cube. It's going to also have the green dial with, it's going to be enemy number 1. So since both enemies are using one card, this one will always act before blue enemy number 2. Okay. And I'll just put those like up here. They have 8 health. I already set the dials here. We're going to put this guy here. Can I zoom in more? Yeah, we can zoom in more. All right. And then we're going to start right here. Okay, there's our little mini on the board. And we have some hazardous terrain here, which just does 1 damage to anything that enters the hex. Enemies are going to avoid it at all costs. They're going to go around it no matter what. They'll never go through it unless I push them through it. Okay, we don't need these other cubes. We're not playing with... We have up to 4 enemies in play at a time, based on component limits, I'm assuming. Based on only having 4 dials and 4 enemy cubes in the game. But again, we could have 4 different types of enemies in a scenario. Not always this kind of situation. We could have maybe 4 bandit guards in a scenario. I don't know. I've not played that far. I doubt we would, but... because there are quite a few enemies in the game. There are this many times 2. Okay, there's like a whole bunch. So I'm sure they get more creative. But again, we're just playing the intro scenario. We don't have items involved. We're not upgrading cards. Nothing like that yet. We're just getting started. Okay. What's next? Let's leave this here. I guess we can just get started, yeah? Okay, well, we start with cards. Here's how this game kind of works. Here's how the gameplay works. And what the hell are the 2-sided cards about? It's as simple as this. I have 4 cards in my hand to start. They all start on the A side. Because we're just starting a campaign and or a level 1 scenario, they're all level 1 cards, okay? These are the cards I have to choose from to play. When I play cards, I put them in the played area, wherever that is, okay? And when it gets to my turn in initiative, you know, you pick your initiative just like in the Haven games, you know. You pick it before you see what they roll and what their initiative is. Then you resolve the top action on one, bottom on another. You can change what you're going to do whenever it gets to your turn. You might have a plan to do this and this, but then you change to do this, then this, whatever. But when you resolve an ability on a card or an action, so 1/2 of the card, okay, you can do some of the abilities, all the abilities, whatever the hell you want to do, right? Unless it's mandatory. But when you resolve 1/2 of the card, right then, that card will go to where it's got to go based on what side it's on. So this, if I play these 2 cards on the turn, let's say the bandits go first, blah, 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 then I resolve this. Let's say I do this to go invisible first. This card instantly, as soon as I resolve and finish resolving this, it would go here, because it's in card that's a bad example. It would go to my active slot if I'm doing this. Let's say I just do the basic 2 attack with it, okay? Let's say a basic 2 attack with the top of this card. As soon as I do that, it goes where it has to go. If it's on the A side, it will flip to B and go to my hand B side face up. Instantly. And this is a good example, because instantly then, elements on the cards in your hand, yes, I had to reread this like 6 times, like, that's making my head hurt. This is not how elements work in the game, but in this game they do. If an element is visible on your in your hand, or on a played card, or on an active area card, each instance can be consumed once by enemies or you in the scenario, which is crazy. So if I literally attack 2, and this would go to B, go back to my hand, now there is 1 darkness element available, and let's say these guys wanted to consume it, they could consume this before me if I didn't need it yet or whatever. But it's just whatever's visible here, here in the play area, or in an active area can be consumed once per symbol. So if I had 2 darkness showing, maybe I use 1, but that would leave 1 more for the enemies to use, okay? And the cool part is cards are like changing their face during the turn, or during the round, I should say. So if they're A, they flip to B, return to hand. If I resolve this top ability and it had this active area symbol, this is for like whenever it runs out, could be for the rest of the game. This would go to my active area above my player mat here. Okay, active area. When this leaves the active area, depending on which side it's on, that still applies, the destination is either my hand or a discard pile. If it's A, it's hand, flipping over to B, going to hand. If it's on B side and it's here, let's say it's this bottom one, and it gets exhausted because the effect happens or time runs out or I choose to discard it, and it doesn't have a loss symbol, it will, if it's on B, it will go to my discard pile, which discards on the left, lost is on the right, items go on the bottom, active on the top, okay? That's it. So there's this clever play of like what cards you want to play and where their destination will be, because that relates to also negating damage. There is a difference in this game of negating damage too. If I want to negate a single source of damage, I could discard 1 A card from my hand to negate that. Or if I had 2 B cards, that's the equivalent of 1 A card, because think of a card as having 2 uses. It has an A use, then a B use, then a discard, okay? So if I play a B card and a B card, when those are resolved one at a time, let's say I move 5, this will go to my discard. Then I attack with some throwing knives, that will go to the discard because they're on B, okay? If I'm negating damage, I could either discard an A or 2 Bs to negate damage, or lose any card from my discard pile to negate damage. And as you see here, this is what stressed me out when I was first learning this game, was like, I already get freaked out in Haven games when I have a character with like a small hand of cards, because I love the endurance game of like going as far as I can and being in the final room with still a handful of options. But in this game, you literally have 4 pieces of paper no matter what. So if you lose a card, your hand gets real small real fast, okay? So sometimes you have to make a choice of trying to prolong by playing like A cards, hoping they come back to your hand, or playing the mix of the right cards so that you get them back, or like maybe you want to take an active card and discard it so that when you long rest, you can get it back so you can use it again. And whenever you rest in this game, all cards come back to your hand from your discard pile on A side, then you choose to lose or random lose on a short rest, okay? So after a rest, and I think I forgot this the first time I played, even if you have B cards in hand and you choose to rest, you know, you get some back, they all go back to the A side. So it doesn't end as quickly as I originally thought, but you need to have 2 cards to play on a turn, right? Or rest. So if you long rest, you have to have like a card here. You could have a card here if you have none in hand, because then these 2 cards you could make like this one discard, then do your rest, you know, whatever. But yeah, you'll see, you'll see. Just a weird little flow of cards, not the same as normal Haven games, and it took me a little bit to wrap my head around it. I might still mess it up, but we'll try to keep it straight. But yeah, definitely different. Can you shuffle the scenarios for a random game, says Vinyl. Hey, you buy the game, it's your cardboard and plastic, you do whatever the hell you want with it. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to sleeve these up, and I don't want to, I literally don't want to shuffle these, because again, the card quality doesn't feel the greatest. I'm sure these would start chipping and scratching, and they're also your board, right? So like, I don't want to sleeve them, and then I don't want to play on plastic, if that makes sense. So I'm going to treat these gently and never shuffle these, and try to keep them nice. And also I don't want to sleeve them for glare on camera with all the lights and stuff. But yeah, you do what you want with your game. So sure, you can do whatever you want. House rule, whatever you want. Can you explain the symbols on the grid? What is... I can't see behind that stupid thing. What is something and the sword? Potion? Is it potion behind that thing? Okay. It's better to do it here because it's stupid green. Okay. On this card, anything with a green border is an obstacle. Means you can't go through it, enemies can't go through it, unless you're jumping or flying. And thematically, the potion, the mug, and the sword, or the knife and the dagger in the table, are just thematic flavor pictures to show that we're kind of playing on a table in a tavern, I guess. That's it. It doesn't matter that one's a hole and one's a potion. It doesn't mean anything. We're literally just looking green hex versus green hex, exact same thing. Orange hexes, though, might have different abilities because those are hazardous. When something enters it, in this case, will take 1 damage each. So hazardous terrain, you can enter it, but you'll get hurt. Sometimes they could apply poison or immobilize you or whatever. And this is the starting space, and then this is our enemy's starting spaces. But once the enemies start, those spaces don't mean anything. The white border just means for setup. Hopefully that makes sense. So this is just to show theme. But in another scenario, the green are like apple cores and rocks because we're playing on I don't know, in an alleyway or something. Okay, if that makes sense. But it doesn't matter. We're just looking. Green hex is a green hex. It's an obstacle. You can't move into it unless you're flying or jumping. And that's it. That's all. Just for flavor. Hopefully that clears that up. I think these go back like this. Okay. I think we're okay to play now. Hopefully that Sephiroth that answers your question. Any other questions before we get started? Mm-hmm. Vinyl, I don't know if you just showed up, but I already answered that question. There are a ton of scenarios. I even have some promo ones in here, but there are branching paths. There are some scenarios locked behind which class you're playing, and there's some scenarios that based on like what you choose to play or not play will change. You will not play all these scenarios in a playthrough. So again, even if the scenarios were static, I would argue with you that that is not the end-all be-all single variable that dictates replayability. Because, as you know from playing Haven games or any kind of dungeon crawler, just changing your character can make a game replayable. It has 6 characters. So even if you just want to play the campaign, if the campaign was 100% the same, playing through the campaign again with a different character, with different card choices, different upgrade options, different item options, that creates a whole unique puzzle in itself with the enemies also plugged into that equation, right? So, there you go. Yeah, there's no treasure on the map. Okay, so let's play the game. And let me try to figure out the silent knife and not play it completely horribly. The cool part, so one thing that's neat in this game, I don't know if I, again, love it or hate it, I'm not sure, or just like it. The fact that when I look at my hand, even at the start of a scenario, you know the way in Haven games, sometimes you have like 9 cards, you're like looking at your hand or whatever, and you're like, oh my god, like what choice, what puzzle am I gonna, what do I want to hold for later? What 2 cards will work good together? Oh my god, which enemies, when are they gonna go? What could they do? Oh man, what should I play? Where are you, Mel? What are you doing, Justin? Like, what are you guys playing? Like, there's so much analysis paralysis possible in choosing cards. In this, it's just you. And you're only choosing from 4 cards to start. But technically, what cards you're playing will change which ones you get back on their other side, which then will combo possibly with the other cards you have in hand. So you really have 8 cards in hand, kind of, and you have to kind of pay attention to what is here, and it might add to your flow of play with the character. And I'm assuming that will come with time as you get used to a class. But the annoying part is, I'm constantly, when I'm playing, I want to know, like, you know, you want to know all your options going forward too, even for like the next turn or whatever. So like, you have to keep flipping cards to look. And you kind of have to, especially when some of the scenarios get more difficult, I found, was like literally trying to time like, okay, which ones are going to come back first, and like, will they have the element I need, and like, should I save this one in my hand to play later with this one, and like, when they flip, and then if I discard and like lose a card, I have to check both sides, like, which you're constantly flipping cards. So it's kind of annoying that some of the information is hidden from you, but it's also a positive that it's less to choose from if you don't care about what's on the other side. But I think that will separate what players are like, you know, kind of want to stretch the skill to like the very hard, is like starting to know and play the lines of like, based on what you have in your hand and what you'll eventually have in your hand. And that is huge. And then even further, like, what will you get back from a rest, and which one will you lose first and become not an option, and then which one will you upgrade for this scenario, and how does that work into the equation? It's very clever, very neat, but it's like annoying that I constantly am flipping like, wait, do I do this? So I'll try not to do it too much on stream, but yeah. Yeah. But yeah, we should have lots of different scenarios to see. We have tons of different enemies, and I don't know which ones we'll see and which ones will be put together in the same scenario. And like, even the elements, right? If you're a character that comes in with certain elements in a scenario for replayability, that might change how the enemies work, because maybe the enemies have struggled getting their abilities off because there's not much ice in the scenario. But then you bring a character in that's creating ice, now the scenario's got a different vibe too, right? So, you know, but there's a lot of scenarios, and we won't see them all in a single playthrough, and they'll change based on character class and maybe some choice. Yeah, okay, so let's start here. Both have 8 health, both have a shield. I want to... I'm thinking of just like, as I usually do, go quick, smash damage, kill before being killed. The only thing is, I know, because where my little token is here, there is no chance I'm going to roll a ×2 on my opening move. And I'm not going to roll a miss. I could roll a -1. I could roll a -1, a 0, or a +1 on my first attack. My second attack, if I do 2 on the same turn, the next one would be a -1, 0, or a +2. So it's like, you can start mathing out, like, should I run at that guy and try to kill him first? Is it even possible? Is it even possible? And you can kind of make more educated decisions. Because, you know, in a Haven, you could like Gloomhaven or Jaws Lion or Frosthaven or Digital or whatever, you could roll, or flip a card, I should say, same thing. You could flip a card off your attack modifier deck, and you could get a ×2 on opening play and like one-shot an enemy, you know? It's possible. In this, it might not be, depending on what's available. I might have to wait a little while before that happens, you know? Which is different. It's like, definitely, it's weird if you played like hours and hours of the Haven games. Definitely weird to think this way. But again, it's great for somebody who's just getting into the Haven games, like, to kind of simplify options for you, you know? Like, I think it's great. Like, a great first exposure to the systems. Really cool. You can't win if you don't attack. Oh yeah, and remember, we have less turns in the game, I think, right? Because we only literally have 4 cards. They'll come back. That's like 8-ish cards. We'll lose 1. But then when we lose 1, we're like losing 2 cards at a time. Think of that. Every time we get a lost card, we're losing 2 cards. So how quickly it turns to where you won't have 2 cards to play, and you'll just, like, the game will end, right? And since we have to kill all monsters in this, there's a clock, right? There is a clock. We only have so many turns. But I think that I did that on purpose to keep the game really quick. That's why it's like, again, when you're not playing on stream explaining everything, these should be like 20-minute scenarios. And they are. When I play them off stream, they're like, you know whether you're winning or losing within 20 minutes. It's great. All right. So I'm going to play my attack on the bottom, and I think my move on the top with an attack. And I think that is going to help me. I'm just going to go at this. I can reach this guy here by just moving back 1 and right 1. And I'll be able to attack this guy right here. And if I go at 23, I can do it definitely before they go. Because the most they can go is, earliest they can go is 30. Also, the fastest they can move is a 2. And the most they hit for is like 2. Also, another reason why I might want to go before them is because they do have this annoying, they could become defensive and shield up. And if they shield up before I attack them, way less damage, right? So I think I'm just going to be aggressive, go after this guy who I'm close to, because he will come to me. If he goes first, he'll definitely get to me. Oh, maybe he wouldn't if he rolled the 1 move. But I don't want both of them to be able to hit me or anything, so I definitely want to get out of this central area. But even so, this guy right now can't move to get me, but this guy could. So since I'm going to fight one of them, I think, no matter what, unless I go hide in a corner, but I can't hide in a corner because this game is made to, like, I got to defeat them before I run out of time. I got to just be aggressive, be aggressive. So, you know, I'll move down there and do that. So let's find out when these guys are going. So that's my theory. That's why I'm picking what I'm picking. I could turn invisible, let them come to me, and then, like, get extra on an attack against them. That could be a play also. But I feel like I'd probably want to do the invisible thing when, like, there's a chance both of them are going to hit me on a turn or something. I think that'd be the better way to do that. I don't know. I was going to ask that if somebody's calculated how many turns it is if you don't play a lost ability. I don't know if I have. Oh, yeah, I do have. Like, if I play a lost ability at some point in the game, obviously earlier versus later, it's different in the math, right? But, like, if you never play a lost ability, is 9 turns, you think? And that's if you take long rest when you're forced to rest to add an extra turn, right? Yeah, I wonder. But it makes things like wound and stuff, if you're, like, wounding and hoping that you can slow play the game to let wound burn out a character, sometimes that's, like, not enough because you can't just stall it, right? Because you're very limited in your turns. No, they don't move if I'm invisible. They don't move if I'm invisible. But I'm saying if they're, like, up in my face, about to hit me, you know, like I went in some position, I could turn invisible to avoid the hits and then try to attack them back. All right. So let's find out when the enemy goes. It's on the circle already. So they're just going to go at 50, move 1, and attack 2. And we said we're going at 23. Okay. So, then we're going to do the top part, quick reflexes, move 2. Okay, we'll move down here. Then we're going to attack for 3. So we're going to roll our die here to find out where a modifier goes. We got the minus, so that's a -1. We're going to instantly move that down because we attacked once. So unfortunately, that's only doing 2 damage. They have 1 armor, so it's only going to hit green guy for 1 damage. Womp womp. Okay, and instantly I resolve this. I finish resolving the whole action, both abilities. It will flip over, go back to my hand right now. And literally, this is now active if it mattered. It does not matter, doesn't matter, but that's how that works. It's like really weird. Like, I don't, really weird to get cards right back to your hand. I like it, but it's like, it's weird. Definitely, I'm gonna, like, if I play like Jaws the Lion again, I'm gonna play like completely wrong, get used to this and stuff. But I like it. All right. So next is another 3 attack. We'll attack the same guy. Obviously, it's melee. We got to do it. So let's do it. Oh yeah, our health should be 11. I forgot to set up my own health. I didn't know what to set it up to. But yeah, because we're at level 1, we're on 11 health. I just noticed that. I haven't taken damage yet, but okay. So we roll the circle. That will be a 0. So we're going to attack for 3. He blocks 1 with his defense. So it's 2 damage getting through, down to 5. Okay. And we got to move this down 1. So we have a chance on our next attack of missing. Womp womp. Okay. And then this, flip over to the B side, go back to hand. So now I have a new hand of cards. These guys will go at 50. We start with the green. He's going to just attack me for 2. Roll a die. They get the minus. It's a -1. I move this down. So I'm taking 1 damage. And the other one wants to move for 1 and go to the closest hex that it can make an attack, which I guess would be this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's going to go this direction to come and reach me. It takes the shortest path. And that's the round. Got through 1 round of the game. We did it. Yeah, the Spellweaver can get lost cards back and stuff. That is a thing. So yeah, it totally depends on the character you're playing. But I think all the characters start with 4 cards, no matter which character it is. So it's not like usual when you get, like, you know, each character has their own different starting hands of cards. Brian, hello. Happy Tuesday. One day you'll use a lost card to win a scenario. Oh, I used a lost card in this game, not on stream, to try to win the game with, like, a big attack. And the minus, I rolled a -1 or 2 or something, and it caused me to lose the game. And because I lost that card, I literally ran out of cards to, yeah. So I've played lost cards to lose games in this game. Not necessarily to win, but we'll see. Maybe we'll do that in this game. Maybe. All right. What are we playing? Let's kill this guy. What do we have now? Let's see. What do you guys think? What should we play based on what we got going on over here? I would like to slap poison on. I should have probably opened with poison, would have been the better, but then, so then my next attacks would get more damage. That's probably how I should have opened, was using like Venom Shiv on one of these guys, because their health with their shield is like too much, like it's beefy. And that could have helped with a few attacks, add the extra damage, especially if we keep rolling garbage rolls. This guy's not going to be able to reach me, so we're only kind of worried about getting hit from one guy, so I don't know. Do we go invisible? I don't know. Save poison for number 2? I don't know. This guy still has 5 health, and every time we attack him, he still has the 1 armor. And if somehow he rolls earlier than us, he might have 2 armor on the turn. So there's also that. So maybe poison would still be good. We all have another way of poisoning. Down here. We don't need to heal 3 yet, so special mixture, I feel like I wouldn't play it for the top if I'm going to play it. Also, let's look at the back of these cards. We want to maybe line up something. Oh, if we go invisible, we could line this one up to do extra damage and with the darkness. Oh, maybe we line this up. 3 attack, add 2 if you have invisible, and then if we can use darkness. See why you need to look at the other sides, because it makes sense. Because that's on the back of this one, not this one. So maybe we could play these 2 together to go invisible. And then we'll get these back like this, and then we can kind of, you know, maybe do something crazy. And maybe by then, this guy's a little closer, and we can then get the other guy. I don't know. Use up darkness for 5 damage. Yeah, that seems good, right? that seems good. Now, here's the problem. This is where Rob stresses the hell out in this game. Anytime this cube is sitting on the line that can null, I freak the F out on anything that's like my big attack, right? Like, I like to just do the littlest, most boring attacks when this is possible, okay? But when the ×2 is there, I love to line up like the best possible thing. This is one of the key things in the game, I feel, that like is the difference between winning on easy mode or hard mode, is like if you can learn to like plan ahead and time these things properly. Obviously the enemies can mess that up by how they move and whatever, but or initiative and things. But yeah, oh man. So I don't know, we could miss on this next attack. We could miss. Oh, you know what we can do? I see what we can do. We could move this guy for 1 and move him onto the 1 damage hazardous. So we could go early, maybe not even move, and then just move him for 1 damage. It'll put him down to 4. And we could do that after attacking him. Huh. Yeah, maybe we do that big attack like you're saying. And risk it. Yeah, let's risk it. But this, I'm just telling you what goes through my head. I'm not the best player for sure, but this one is... All right, let's try this. I think. Is that good? I don't know. But then again, I don't want to like... I want to go invisible. I think that's more fun. Oh, you know what we could do? We could put poison on him, then attack him. But then this darkness won't be in play, because if we poison him first, this goes to the discard pile. and then we wouldn't have darkness anywhere to apply here. So it's like, it's a weird restriction, but 1 out of 3 to kill and 1 to 3 to miss. No, this big attack is not a loss. Not this one. On this one it is though, right? Yeah, this one is a loss. So like, we would definitely have to be careful, right? And maybe I don't want to lose it on the first go. Maybe after we rest once, you're right. So this, I should really be just looking at it for the bottom with some retaliate. Yeah, that's maybe the right play. All right. So we're definitely playing that. We're going to try to kill this guy. Yeah, maybe we don't worry about going invisible then. I don't know. Yeah, let's not worry about it. We'll go at 11. Let's see when the enemy goes. Still on the middle, so they're moving for 1 attack, and so this guy's not going to get anywhere near us. We're going first. So what did I say we're doing? So we do have darkness to consume. Let's just do that first and see what happens. And then if he's not dead, we can push him into the hazardous if we need to. All right, so we're going to consume. So we're going to attack for 5 on the green guy with 1 shield. We're going to roll. Hopefully we don't completely whiff. Oh, we got the plus. So we actually have a +1. We're going to move this down. Okay, so we're actually attacking for 6. He blocks 1. 5 gets through. Green guy's dead, right? And we remove him from the map. Remove his dial. We don't need to worry about him. Now, this goes to my discard pile because it's a B card. And now we have this card still here. We could move for 4. But then the one moving an enemy for 1 doesn't get him on the hazardous, which would be nice. We could just avoid him not getting hit by him for now. He's only moving for 1. So, what do we have next? We're just going to poison him and attack him. Well, we have movement either way to reach him, I think, no matter what. So I think we just kind of stay where we are. There's no reason to move. So yeah, this is going to flip to the B and go back to our hand. I'll put them kind of like here so you guys can see what's up. Charlotte, how's it going? No, Mark, you're good. You're good. Even if it whiffed, you'd still be okay. Don't worry. You guys can. I'm okay to play along, and if bad things happen, it's fine. It's fine. Again, if we lose a scenario, it's a quick reset it up and try it again. And we would obviously play quicker the next one. It normally would take you 20 minutes on your table. Obviously, we're playing live on the internet. You know, it's going to take longer, but just normally this is like a quick 20-minute or less set up and play. And then if you lose, you're like, do I have 20 more minutes? Try it again. If you don't, just pack it up, play it again later. Like it's not the end of the world. Okay, so this guy's going to move 1, try to attack 2, no one's home. Okay, done. Now, let's see. I think we just run at him and slam him with poison, right? I don't see why not. So I think I want to play that attack and apply poison. But the cool part is we could go here, 38. Even if he moves for 2, he can't reach us. So even if he goes first, he won't attack us. The only problem is if he does go first, he will apply extra shield. But we're just trying to get poison on him now. I think that's like our key thing, so we can try to rip through the damage faster. So I could just move 3, poison him, and then attack him with poison, adding extra damage. I don't need to do a range attack because I'd be like adjacent to him, so then this would have disadvantage, so we don't want to do that. That's my play, I think. We'll see. And I'm going to go at 38. 38 is our initiative. I don't know. You should play the A card so you don't have to rest. Oh yeah, true, because it will return back to hand. That's such a thing, and I love thinking that way. There are times where I just play the cards based on like trying to prolong the game, even if it's not ideal, just to have that extra turn, which is super clever. All right, man, I always roll the same thing for these guys. They're always going at 50, move 1, attack 2. Boring. You bandit guards are so boring. Okay, so they're going at 50, we're going at 38, so we go first. 1, 2, 3, I'm gonna do the bottom of this card. I'll apply poison. You just put it near their dial or on their dial, whatever you want to do. So this poison. This will go to my discard pile. Then I'm going to attack for 3. We roll a plus. We're going to get +1 and move this token down. So it's 3, +1 is 4, plus poison is 5, minus defense is back down to 4. So they're at 4 health, right? Right? Hopefully I'm right. And this will flip over because it's an A card, goes to B and back to my hand. Okay. I think we're all good there. All right. Then now they're going to move for 1. Don't need to move. They're going to attack us for 2, unfortunately. But it's fine. And they're going to roll. They get the 0, so it's +0. And I'm going to move that down 1. So they're just attacking for a straight 2. I don't have poison or anything. So I'm going to go down to 8 health. And now we're going to play these cards, obviously. Unless I wanted to rest or something, long rest, or add some other options. But we're not going to. We're just going to play cards. I'm not going to look at what they do. We'll figure it out on the turn. And then they'll go, oh, surprise. They're going to go at 0, which is 50. Awkward. Okay. Oh yeah, sorry, 62 is what I would choose. They're going to go before us this time. So they're going to attack for 2. Maybe they'll miss if they get the minus. Nope, they got the plus, so it's +1. We'll move this down. So they're attacking for 3 total. I'm going down to 5. Ugh. Ugh. Okay, what do we have here? Can we end them? We're not invisible. This is a loss. So this could be like a 2 attack. Maybe 3 with poison. Maybe... Oh, this is our ×2 turn. Oh, I did not think that through. But, I mean, the ×2 would kill it. So, even with like a 2 attack. Because ×2 and then the poison. Yeah, we could just do a basic attack of 2. I wouldn't do this range attack because then I would have disadvantage. And how disadvantage and advantage work in the game is you roll the die twice if you have advantage. Okay, and I would choose which option I want to do. If the enemy has advantage, they would just take the higher option. Obviously, the plus they would take if they rolled a plus. If it's disadvantage, you'd roll it twice and take the worst result, whether it's a monster or you. But, yeah. So, if I had disadvantage, I would possibly roll like a worse result. So, let's just attack melee 2. Now, here's the thing. Since I'm going to use just the generic on the top, which is the bottom I want to use, right? Do I want to set this up to negate the next source of damage I would suffer? I don't know, because I'd probably want to rest, but I could leave this up and long rest next turn. So this would be sitting there and I wouldn't get hurt. And then it hopefully would be in my discard pile, or I could choose to discard it when I go to long rest, so I would have more cards to choose from. Or I can just set up retaliate. But it's only for the rest of the round and they already went. So this is kind of dumb. So I think this is our answer. I think we answered it. Yeah, I'm going to use the generic on backstab. I'm not going to lose it. I don't want to lose backstab right now. I don't think I should play it like for the full thing. I don't want to lose a card. I don't think it's worth it. I could use darkness, yes. I could attack. I could attack with backstab and attack for 5. But then it's gone. Like I lose the card. And I'm probably fine to do it. It's an intro scenario. I only have 2 enemies. It's probably fine. Yes, I could win. Yes, I could win. But do I care? No. No. I'm going to do the generic. I'm going to do what I want. Okay? You gamblers. You guys are gamblers. Okay. If I needed, if this were like my ×2 and I needed to kill and like it would make sense to put that together and I was like in desperation, but I'm not going to do it. It's fine. So I'll do the generic here of just attacking for 2. With poison, it's 3. Or, yeah, poison is 3. And then we're going to roll our modifier. We roll the circle. It's 0. So we hit him for 3 damage. But he blocks, so it's only 2. Right? We didn't get our times 2. Totally okay. This goes here. And then we're going to put this up here to negate the next source of damage we would suffer. Now we go to the next round. I'm going to choose the long rest. It's a good teaching moment. Long resting means I'm on initiative 99. I am allowed to long rest because I have at least 2 cards in my discard pile and or hand and or active area that could be in my discard pile and or hand, if that makes sense. Because at any time I can end this and put it where it needs to go. Because it's a B, it would go to my discard pile. If it was an A, it would go to my hand. So this card being here symbolizes a card in my discard pile if and when I need it to be. Okay, that makes sense? Or when it actually fires off that ability. So I'm going to leave it there. Since I'm allowed to long rest, I will choose to. I'm going to initiative 99. Let's see what the enemy is going to do. They're going on the plus. Holy crap, they're doing something different. Oh my god. All right, so they're going at 70, which will still go before me. I'm going at 99. And they're going to move for 2 and attack 2. Okay, they're going to attack me. I'm going to roll. Oh yeah, this goes down 1. I forgot to move it, right? Yep. They're minus, so they're -1. So they're only attacking for 1, but the next source of damage would be negated. So this is going to go here. Then it's my turn. 99. I get to ready up my items, heal for 2, and then choose which card I'm going to lose. Oh yeah, all the cards will come back to my hand on the A side, and then I choose 1 card to lose for the rest of the game. I mean, the bottom attack, top attack, we probably just do that to make sure we get them. So I'm going to keep this one. I'm going to keep this one, I guess. Keep this one. Yeah. Well, maybe keep this one. For fun. For teaching. Teaching. We're still teaching. We don't need Venom Shiv. Yeah, let's get rid of that. That's fine. Although that is funny if we kill him with Retaliate. That's also funny. Yeah, let's get rid of Quick Reflexes. Who needs to heal? I don't need to heal. Heals for the weak. All right. I'm trying to be silly, okay? Like, we got this, but it's like, it'd be funny if we ended by like moving him on a trap or like retaliating, you know, that'd be funny. But we might kill him by just a regular attack. So let's do, we're gonna play Smoke Bomb and Venom Shiv. Okay. And then we're gonna find out what he's gonna do. Whoa, they're going at 30. Oh yeah, I'd be going at 12, obviously. I would do the quickest. That's just how I like to play, but it does, in this case, I need to go before him. I don't want to get attacked. I'm right beside him. Makes sense. I forgot to say it. But they're going at 30. Either way, I'm going first. So I guess we just attack. Yeah, let's do our 3 attack here. It's actually 4 because of poison. Maybe we'll just kill him right here. We get the minus. It's actually -2. So -2 on 4 is down to 2. He has 1 armor. So only 1 gets through. Perfect. Perfect. My funny ending is going to happen. Sweet. Okay. This automatically flips to side B. Just like a cassette tape, you know, in your Walkman. Right? Right? Everyone still uses those, right? So you flip your to side B. And then I'm going to resolve the bottom here. And I'm going to, I'll move for 1. And then I'm going to control 1 adjacent enemy and move them for 1. Oh, and he goes on the trap for 1 damage. Oh, he's dead. Blah. And we killed him. All monsters defeated. Done. Didn't even break a sweat. Oh yeah, this one would flip and go back to hand. There we are. So that's the tutorial scenario. That should just get you into the game, kind of teach you the ropes. It walks you through that in the Learn to Play. And it walks you through that same scenario using the bruiser in the Dized app, which is really clever. So now you've seen what is like the learning session. But now we flip it over. And the ending says, of that scenario says, well, your gear certainly isn't shiny anymore, and it wasn't even particularly fancy to begin with, come to think of it. Got the job done at least, but your situation is quite dire. You'll need to survive long enough to find out how to restore yourself to original size. But for now, you'll need to deal with the vermling that just appeared. Read the collector. Okay, so now we go to the next page in the book, aka deck, which is the collector. Took out the scavengers, I see, the vermling offers. You were not the first to barge in on hail and get less than ideal result. We've all been there. Some of us have realized the need to work together if we're to make the best of this. I assume you'd like to be big again, would you? And then you nod. Then I have a proposal for you. During my time here, I've collected things that may be useful. You may borrow them, and in exchange, I will accompany you, so I may expand my collection. I can also tell you that your best hope for escape is to get into the Crooked Bone and taking the issue up with Hale. Unfortunately, you look behind you to see the door now firmly closed. Yeah, the only way in is through Button's Kingdom, across the road. Come on. So it says you now can equip items during scenario setup. And now we're going to play scenario 2, crossing the road. So we're basically going to play Frogger. Okay, so now that we have items, I can explain items a little more. Any card, this is really cool. Any card that we've used so far, even scenarios that you've skipped. So sometimes it'll tell you, after a scenario, it'll say, you beat scenario 2, go to scenario 4. Anything in between, scenario 2.5, scenario 3, scenario 3.5, whatever you have in your deck, all those become available as items you can choose to equip. You are limited based on the level of the scenario. So the next one is crossing the road. It's a level 1, which tells me that we can equip either two one-handed items or one two-handed item, which we don't have yet. So I can't show you that, but you guys get the point. And you can take level divided by 2, round it up, so we can have one little small trinket item in a level 1 scenario and a level 2 scenario. But once we get to level 3, we'll be able to take up to 2 trinkets. And it's very clever the way they've put some items on the top and on the bottom, so you can't have both the items on the same card, because the items you take, they get tucked below your character like so. These items down here. And then some of the items exhaust, just like in normal Haven games. So when I use the Shrunken Weathered Boots during my movement, I can add +1 movement points. I will exhaust this. So if this were here, I would pick this up, turn this sideways. You know it's exhausted, right? If I long rest, I'll get to ready up any exhausted items like that. But if you notice, some of the items don't have a symbol, so they're like passive. And okay, this is bad for, oh, here's an item. This item has the lost ability. So once it's used in a scenario, it's lost. So you can flip it over underneath you or turn it sideways and know you can't turn it back, whatever you want to do. But what I'm going to do on stream is just use little cubes. Like maybe I'll use the yellow on the cube so I don't have to keep lifting up the card and turning it and stuff. Sometimes you have conditions on here too, and I just don't want to keep moving it around. So how I like to play is kind of like, you know, if I had a lost ability, just so I don't have to keep messing with a pile of cards, I'll just, you know, temporary ones, I'll just cover with the yellow maybe, and lost ones I'll just cover with a red cube. Hopefully I don't bump it. Easy to figure out. And that way, once I long rest, I can just remove this yellow cube and I know that item's available. Probably better to use something longer and just cover the ability, but I kind of want to see what I have to know whether I want to long rest for it or not. Because every time you play a scenario, you choose your items. I'm not stuck with these items going forward. It's not like Haven where I build a little inventory of personal items. I literally, every time I play, even if I lose a scenario and I play it again, I could change the difficulty if I want. I can literally change my character. I can change cards I upgraded, and you can change which items you're using. So you literally can switch it up between every attempt, between every scenario. When you put the game away back in the box, bring it back out, you pick new items again for the next time you play. And it's all the ones that you've currently explored already in the game or skipped. So this deck will stay like this, and we'll keep working through this deck. But anything we've already flipped, these items are all available to us. All 8 of these items, but you can only choose like the top and or bottom of one, if that makes sense. Okay. But we're playing, what did I say? We're playing Crossing the Road. So this one's not available to us yet, sorry. This is the scenario we're going to play. So we don't get, the cool part is like, you're going to play the scenario, and then when you beat it, you'll earn the items on the back. Think of it that way too. So technically we only have 6 items to choose from right now. Some of them might not work great for a class. But I'll leave these here for now. So this is our pile of possible items. This is the scenario we're about to do. Is everyone good to keep watching another scenario and play like a second one? I'm good to keep playing. I just need to take a quick break, and then we'll keep going. So stay right there. We'll be right back for scenario 2. I guess, yeah, we're good. Okay. I'm having fun. All right, we're back. Yeah, you only lose items for the scenario, any of the ones with the loss symbol, just for that rest of that scenario. It's like a one-time use. But when you're setting up again, you can take it again and use it again. Okay, so let's read. So we have scenario 2, crossing the road. It's level 1. So we can take 2 one-handed items, or 1 two-handed item, and 1 trinket item, or small pouch. I don't forget what they're called, small items. You can get into a window in the Crooked Bone by ziplining across from the Grumbling Garelev, the collector says. They point to another derelict tavern in front of you, otherwise known as Button's Kingdom. The collector hesitates, gesturing to a small crowd of bandits on the cobblestone street blocking your path. All right, so this time we're going to have the bandit guard, which we've seen, and we're going to have the bandit archer also, and we have to defeat all monsters. And there is the scenario. Okay, so we have some obstacles. Our hazard terrain this time is 1 damage and it immobilizes you. So you won't be able to move, including enemies. If we push enemies onto that, they will get stuck for a turn and take a damage. And we have 2 archers. They're going to be the blue and the purple. And we have 1 bandit guard, which is the green. And we're starting down here. Okay. Purple. Green. So let's do it like this. Let's go here and here. Reset. Reset. We go back to 11 health. So we're on level 1. So bandit guard, screen, 8 health. Then we have the archers. Right there. Okay. Okay. And then we're going to have the blue, number 2. They have 7 health and they have no ongoing ability. So they could move for 1, attack for 2, range 2 at 16 initiative, 31 initiative. They can move 1, attack 2 at range 3, or at 64, they might do a big range 3 attack. Ugh. Not great. Not great. All right. And these guys are 7. And then we have, where's the other guys? Purple. So now we have a 3rd enemy, also 7. So it was the blue archer is going to act before the purple archer. Number 2, then number 3. It'd probably make more sense to do like this so that we just resolve them in order left to right would make plenty of sense, I think. 1, 2, 3. Yay! It doesn't really matter where their health is, but I guess they could go in a different order anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, maybe that was all pointless. That was pointless what I just did. Okay, cool. These should all be on the A side. We're not getting any new cards because we're still in a level 1 scenario. We need to look at items, actually. Put our hands up here. Okay. All right. Now we're going to sit here for 45 minutes choosing what items we're going to take. Okay, let's see what we have. Bottle cap helm. So this we can reuse between long rests. During an enemy's attack, treat its plus attack modifier as a circle attack modifier. Or Sparrow Skull Helm. During your attack, gain advantage. I love using this before on your turn that you have ×2. So you can try to increase the odds of you getting your attack double. Or on your null turn, to increase the odds you're not going to completely whiff an attack. I just love negating some of the luck in the game. We have Shrunken Weathered Boots. During your movement, add +1. We have Old Spring. During your turn, add Jump to all your movement. Oh, I love jumping boots. I love jumping boots. And those are our 4 like trinket items. And then we only have 2 choices for like a one-handed item. So we have the Rose Thorn Knife. During your attack, consume ice or earth to add Pierce 1. I don't think I have a way of creating that. The enemies definitely don't have a way of creating those elements. So I don't think I should play with that one. So it makes this choice kind of easy, right? Oh, of course it does. Venomous Fang. During your melee attack, add poison. I already have ways of adding poison, so this is kind of like... it's maybe not the one I want, but for now, it's what we got, okay? Unless I'm missing something. Yeah, until we start beating more scenarios, we'll get more options. So this is kind of lame. I wish I could use the Pierce, but they don't make ice or earth. Oh, do I have earth on this character? No, I don't, right? No, just all darkness, right? Right. Yeah, all darkness. For now, what do I have in the future? Nothing on my attack modifier cards. Lame. Oh, fire. I could have in the future. Darkness. Just curious. Yeah, fire or darkness. That seems to be the elements of possibility in the future for the Silent Knife. Okay. Okay. So that's never going to happen. All right. Any thoughts here on the... trinket item? Should we be trying to add jump? I don't think we care about positioning that. Maybe we do for a range attack and stuff, or melee. Should we try to get extra movement? I feel like our movement's big enough that we don't need to do extra movement points. So if I was choosing this one on this card, I would choose this. Or gaining advantage, I like it a lot when we need to really make sure we hit. Or trying to play defensive to reduce, like if they get their *2, we could make it not a *2 by using the bottle cap helm. I don't know. Thoughts? So either we're getting jump on a movement, +1 movement on a movement, reducing their modifier, or gaining advantage. I think I'm leaning towards offensive, gaining advantage. Yeah, we need a 14 damage attack. Oh, okay. Yeah, no problem. Yeah. The poison can be before an attack? No. During the attack, it's just adding poison. So it would be the same as this, where I deal my attack, then after, even if I miss, I would then apply poison. That's why I like this one so much. Where is it? This is cool because we can add poison after a move and then attack on the same turn and get that poison kind of instantly. This poison is kind of like applies after the attack. Yeah. So it's just like putting a sticker on a card to add poison to an attack. Yeah. I think it would say like before attacking, apply poison or something like that if it was. But yeah. So yeah, let's just do the gain advantage. We're going to take the Sparrow Skull Helm. Okay, Dunzerino. And then this loot, I'll just throw off screen. For now, we don't need that there. Technically, we don't need this here. Technically, we don't need this pile here. Yeah, that works, right? I have room for stuff. Okay. How are we opening this one? So we got Bandit Guard here. We know what they can do. The archers, we know they can do better damage than a guard and from range. So they need to die first, I feel. Or we need to try to stay away from them. The most they ever move is for 1 point. But they can basically reach always at kind of range 3, maybe even 4 because of their 1 point of movement on the 31. They go pretty early. And then that's these two. So maybe I go after Blue Ranger here first, so I don't just let these Rangers sit here sniping me over and over again. I also debate like the whole like just falling back a bit, but this one's going to reach me, I think, no matter what. Even if I fell back to the corner here. I could be chicken, right? And fall back, let this guy come to me, go around this way, but he might not reach me, and then it's like a big waste of a turn. I could also try to open just going invisible so that none of them will attack me, none of them will move, and kind of set up a future turn. Where's the big attack? Oh yeah, it's a throwaway, right? Yeah, we don't want to do the throwaway yet, but yeah, we don't want to do that throwaway yet. We just need like to get the darkness set up, get single out flipped. So if we start looking on the back of cards, like what do we need to do like ASAP? I feel like playing single out is probably a good play. And that's the attack on the bottom. So then we need to move into position to attack on the bottom. And that would be, and we don't want to use the invisible yet. But I mean, it would be good. Yeah, maybe we just do the boring same opening kind of play where we move over to this guy. Oh, I don't have enough move though. Oh man, I want to change the boots now. Yeah, because there's only 2 move. We could go and move this archer onto the trap. Or do the same to this melee guy. Just to give him extra 1 damage and stick him for a turn. I don't know. Yeah, that's the cool part. What I'm thinking is, so just like in the normal Haven games, the ranged enemies will try to step away to get out of disadvantage. Because if a ranged attack, including my own, and we're adjacent to an enemy, we would have disadvantage and have to roll twice and take the worst result on our attack modifier, right? But this immobilized here, even though you're putting it on a ranged unit, and they still can probably reach me, the fact is I can stay up in their face, and then they have disadvantage, means they shouldn't hit me as hard, hopefully. Of course, unless they roll like 2 pluses, then they're still going to smash me hard, but hopefully that wouldn't happen. Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking is like, maybe moving, although we're basically saying we're not going to go invisible right now, which is a little, I guess it's fine. Like going invisible does give us the advantage to add +1/+1 to our attack next turn. But then we don't have this control an enemy and move them onto a trap. I like that too. So it's like, I don't know. I don't know. But I'm thinking of doing that. So going at 12, moving over here, pulling that on. Even if this one moves for 1, 1, 2, 3, this purple bandit archer won't be able to reach me if I'm like over here. And then, so I can move in, put it on the trap, and then smash it with like a poison attack or something. I do want to put poison on this guy at some point, though, the bandit guard, so we can get through his stupid shield advantage on us and kind of negate it. I do like this, though, too. This is kind of a cool one. This would be great against the bandit guard who has shield. The next time it moves in within 2 range, which he's melee, he's going to come at me. We can make him take 3 damage. That's kind of crazy, right? Ugh. But will he get there? Like, I know what will happen. We'll roll his, like, 1 move and he won't really go anywhere. So we can wait on that. So, yeah, let's just do Venom Shiv, I think. Yeah, I think. Yep, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. Let's just get these archers off the board as fast as we can, I think. Always go invisible, says Nick. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It would prevent us. We're not going to get attacked by this guy, the melee bandit guard. We won't get attacked by this archer. So going invisible right now is maybe not the play, but once these two get in position where they're able to attack us with this guy if he's not dead, is when I want to go invisible. When like all three have a possibility of getting us. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. So I'm going to go at 12. None of them will go before me. These guys can go at 16. So let's do the Bandit Guard, find out when they're going. Whoops. 0, surprise. And then the Archers will go at 16, move 1, attack 2 at range 2. Okay. So let's resolve the bottom. 1, 2, 3. We'll use 3 of the 4 movement. Then we'll control one adjacent enemy and move them for 1. We'll move the blue onto the trap, which means they take a damage. And then they are immobilized for their next turn, which doesn't really matter right now. Oh yeah, it will, because they would have disadvantage. Yeah, it works right away. Yeah, because all their attacks are range. What was I thinking? Yeah, they always attack range. Yeah, they don't have a melee. Okay. And then that means this card's resolved, flips to the B side, goes back to hand. And now we're going to attack at 3. Yep. I don't want to put advantage. I don't need to add poison to it. It already has poison. Oh yeah, I forgot. We have a way to add poison. So when the guard does get close to us, no matter what we have going on here, we can add poison to it to make sure we slap poison on this guy like as quick as humanly possible so we can start shredding through him fast. Because now we have 3 enemies to deal with. So you saw we kind of finished the last scenario really quick, had lots of cards left, only long rested once. You know, we had plenty of turns left in the game, but now we have 3 enemies to deal with. So it's like, we're going to miss some attacks. We're going to whiff. The enemy's going to be on that magic 1 health sometimes, and we need to make sure they die quick enough because we have to defeat all enemies before we exhaust. So, yeah. All right, here we go. First attack of the game. We got the plus, so it's a +1 on top of the 3, so it's 4. Yep, 4 damage on the blue, so it's down to 2. Okay, it doesn't have shield or anything, doesn't have retaliate, nothing like that. Then we apply poison. There's a little overkill, I think, but I mean, now if we attack for like 3 and we roll a -1, we still can, with the poison, have the +1 to negate our bad rolling, you know, for a little bit. That's also a play. So I think the poison's pretty good. It's like not wasted, probably. Okay, and then this will flip over and go to our hand. And that was us. Now we go to the Archers. We'll do the blue one first. Has disadvantage attacking for 2. Roll cock die. A 0 and a 0. So between those two, the circle is definitely the worst. So it's going to get +0. So still attacking for 2, unfortunately. We'll go down to 9. And the enemy... I moved it, right? That was the only attack. Yeah. Then in the immobilized goes away. Then the purple archer is going to move for 1. Attack at range 2 is can't reach me. We're fine. Then at 50, the guard's going to go move for 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can choose which way it goes, actually. I think because I'm not sure how I want it to move yet. I think I'll have it go down this way and have it go towards this hex because I want it near this trap still. So in case I somehow, but I don't have any way to move it now, but just in theory. And then I'm thinking I'm working my way up this way towards this archer. So if this guy's moving down in this half of the map, then while I move up this way, he'll have trouble catching up to me maybe. Or maybe I can just fight that guy down here. We'll just see how it goes. But that's what I'm thinking. Okay. Next. We need to kill this archer. That's priority 1. Priority 1. I'm thinking of doing the bottom on this to try to kill the archer. The worst it can be is a -1, but we have the +1. So I think no matter what, we'll kill the archer at the bottom of this. And then... A range attack won't reach. This is only range 3. I could hit this one, but I won't hit this one unless it goes earlier, which it could. They do go early if I purposely go late. But then it might reach me with a 2. That's fine, maybe. But these guys will go slow. But do I do throwing knives? Do I do throwing knives? Because what I worry is if, like, if there's a tie of 64 and 64 of initiative, I go first no matter what, I think is how this game works. I can't choose or anything, so if I move for 2 attack 3 and this hasn't moved up, that sucks. If this guy hasn't moved up, that sucks. Because he can go at 70, so I'm like, I want to attack and kill the blue and then like move and attack something else right now and add poison to it, but there's no guarantee I'll be able to move for 2 and reach anything, which makes me think I really should have took those boots, that +1, or even the jump would help, so I could jump over the trap after. Yeah, I'm now seeing the jump boots are what I should have taken, or the +1 move boots. Because just this 2 move on this card is like very restrictive for being really offensive at the early stages of the game. Yeah, I don't know. It's tough. And there's no guarantee I reach them with range. I could hit 1. But I can't add poison to a range attack. So I want to poison this guy right away. I could put on Retaliate, but it's only adjacent. And this guy's probably not going to reach me. So let's just do... If we go at 23... That's not good. Or I just don't move. I attack for 3 on the top. And then I negate the next source of damage? I don't know. Because if I move for 4 and go at this guy and turn on Retaliate, I'm probably not getting hit. If I go here, 1, 2. I mean, maybe he reaches me. Yeah, maybe we do that actually. Okay, let's go. Let's go. And if we go late, no, I don't want to go late. I hate this game, man. Like, I want the range attacks too, you know, but it's like, I don't think it matters. I know what to do. This. No, that doesn't work either. Yeah, those are weird cards I have. I'm literally stuck in analysis paralysis right now. Okay, we're doing this. 23. Final answer. Go. They're going to go negative 30. Okay. The archers plus. Oh, the archers are going to attack 3 damage at range 3. That changes me wanting to run at this guy at all. But that means it's not moving, so it won't be able to reach me. So that changes things. Okay, so we got 30, 64, and 23. So I'm first. And we know this guy's going to move for 2. 1, 2. I can make him suffer damage. Or... No, let's just kill... We'll do the bottom attack here of 3 on the blue archer right next to me. We rolled a 0, so that's a +0. It's actually 4, more than enough. We kill the blue archer. Done. This will flip, go back to hand. Now we're going to use this attack 2 targets at range 3. We only have 1 target, this bandit. It's just a 2 attack. I can apply poison, that's fine. But this is also on my null roll, so I kind of am okay if this is just like a like an attack that kind of misses. It's okay for me. This is just like whatever. So let's attack him. Roll the die again. We get the 0, so it's +0. So it does hit, but he does block 1. So we apply 1 damage. Okay, nothing crazy. And then this goes to the discard. All right. Now we're going to resolve this guy. He'll go 1, 2. Then apply. He tries to attack, can't reach. Applies extra shield for the rest of the turn. Doesn't matter. And then this archer is going to attack 1, 2, 3. Can't reach me just by 1. Just 1 shy. And that's it. So now it's our next turn. I don't have darkness available anymore unless I resolve this card first, then flip it, which would give me darkness, which is really clever. So in that case, I'm going to play that and this. And we're going to run at this guy, I think, depending on what it's going to do. We'll go at 11. We'll go at 11. Okay, what are these guys doing? 0. What are these guys doing? Minus. So, oh, 16. Okay, and they're just attacking for 2. That's totally fine. They still will move back 1, which is okay. These guys are moving 1, attacking for 2. So this guy could reach me if I stay there. But what we're going to do is move for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to move right beside this archer way up here. I don't need to be that far away, actually. I'm going to go here. I need to be still close to this enemy, so it can get kind of close to me, so I don't have to waste rounds trying to reach it or something if it's only moving like 1 a turn, let's say. So I'm going to, that's my 4 move. This will flip, go back to hand on the B side. We now have darkness available. So I'm going to resolve this one, which is a 5 attack, consuming darkness on the purple archer. And it's a plus, so that's a +1. Move that down. So it's 6 attack. Oh, 1 shy, jeez. Okay. Serenity now. Yeah, okay, sure. Yeah, no, I didn't want to add poison to it or anything. That would be silly. But anyways. Oh, wrong dial, wrong dial. Wrong dial, wrong. Oh yeah, this guy's at 7, right? Yeah, this dial. Down to 1. I mean, I guess that's fine. This will go to the discard. And see, we want to save our advantage, I think, for the ×2, right? No matter what's going on, I think. Now, can we line that up? I mean, I might even move 1, 2, 3, poison. This one, oh man. Okay, anyways. All right, so 16. This guy will move back 1, so it doesn't have disadvantage. Attacks me for 2. Gets the plus, so it's +2. It's actually 4 damage. Oh my, down to 5. Ouch, 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 ouch. Ah, frig. Okay. Then this guy will move for 1. And no one's there to attack for 2. Friggin' archers, man. All right, so we'll just play these cards. We'll go at 38. Okay, Bandit Guard, 0, going at 30. Uh-oh. Move 2, attack 1, shielding up. That's not good. And they will go at 31. Oh, they're both going before me. I could maybe die here. Maybe. Depending on what they roll, right? Oh, I forgot to move this, did I? No, I did. I moved it. 2 shields. Shield 2 on the guard. Not yet. Okay. Green one should be at 8. You did 2 damage, but was that shield 2 initiative 30? Oh, was it? I see what you're saying. You're correcting from like turns ago. I get it. I thought you meant just now. I'm like, I don't think so. But yeah, from before, sure. Yeah, I believe you. I don't remember. That was a long time ago. So long ago. Okay. All right. Wait. Would they have been? When I ranged attack them, they were here, which would have been a move 1. It wouldn't be their move 2. They didn't have shield when that happened because they were here. They wouldn't have been there if they moved for 2. I think you're wrong, Stefan, actually. I think, but you might be right. But I'm going to think you're wrong. Unless I forgot to move them or something. Or I know what you're probably getting wrong. You probably assume that because this is what it rolled on the turn, that it gets shield right at the beginning of the round. That is incorrect. It will only get shield on its turn after it reaches turn 30, completes its turn by doing each of its abilities in order. So it will move 2, attack for 1, then put up an extra shield of defense. But before 30 on that round, it only has 1 defense, even if it has this here. I assume I went before it and attacked it, and it wouldn't have the shield yet. So maybe you're just getting that wrong. But that's how Haven games work, is the enemy won't get this extra shield until it actually takes its turn and applies all these effects in order from top to bottom. Yeah, I probably went first before this. I think that's where you're misunderstanding. I'm pretty sure. Because there's no way it would have had 2 shields if it was only 1 space away from where it started. That's not even possible. Not even possible. Because it would have resolved a move 2 at least before it would have had that extra shield. So it would have been closer to me. So that's how I know it's not correct. Unless I forgot to move it and I messed that up. But I don't think I did. Yeah. Oh, did I not move this, you're saying? I don't know what we're doing. I don't know what's going on. Okay, anyways. Where was I? What were we doing? 31, 30, right? Or raw, you're saying this should be a 0 right now? Or was that from before? Okay. I maybe screwed that up. And is this one a 0? I am now so confused. All right. Sorry, guys. Oh, I rolled 2 zeros? Thank you, Raw. Thank you. I believe you. I believe you. I believe you. I know you could scrub back so easy and check. It's not as easy for me. I guess I could, but yeah. All right. Thank you. Okay. So it's now 31, 38, and 50. Okay. So the archer we already resolved, right? Moved back 1, attacked for 2, ended up being like 4 or whatever. And we're good, right? Now my turn. So they don't have their shield this round, but they will attack for 2. Right now it can't reach me. What do I do? Do I go and just finish this guy off? Oh yeah, this is throwaway. I don't want to throw that away. Maybe I just heal for 3 now and move near this guy for retaliate 1. Or I YOLO. Hear me out. I YOLO. And like I was going to do, I was planning, because I'm on my ×2, right? I can give myself advantage. I roll twice, doesn't mean I'm going to get a plus though. This is the thing. It just increases my chances of getting a plus. But I could move, add poison right away after moving to the guard. Okay. Then I attack for 3, consume darkness. Oh, darkness wouldn't be there anymore, actually, because this would be in my discard pile. Never mind. I wouldn't have darkness yet. I wouldn't have darkness. I'm not throwing away a card that I'm literally only attacking for 3 on. Yeah, never mind. Never mind, never mind, never mind, never mind. So maybe what we do is just try to get rid of this guy and avoid the guard's attack. Let's keep it simple. Let's get this guy off the board. Just do a nice weak attack. Yes, we're kind of our ×2 is being lost. I still might use advantage so that we don't miss on this guy, because we could get a -1. Oh no, that still wouldn't miss because they don't have shield or anything. And the worst we can get is a -1. So even if we attack for a basic 2, we could kill this guard or this archer. And I think we do that, right? Even though it's already gone this turn, I think we still just get it off the board. And we don't need to use our advantage then. It just sucks to waste our ×2 turn. It's killing me. But I totally messed up that I thought I would have darkness, but nobody's adjacent to me for me to use this first. Because the archers stepped away, unfortunately, and the guards didn't get enough movement to reach me and go before me. So I probably played that wrong with my initiative, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, we're learning. Okay. However, we can still go at the guard, but I think we need to play safe with our health, right? That's what we're kind of do is like, I kind of want to go at the guard, put poison on him, do a basic 2 attack, roll advantage, maybe get ×2 on it so it hits for 6. But then that still allows him to hit us back for 2, maybe even 3. And that put us really low on our health. And then if the archer goes first next time and then hits us at range, we could be dead. So I think we got to play it safe. I think that's the way. This is the way. I could also just heal right now and let them go to town. But I think I want a long rest next turn, and I don't want to leave both of them on the board. So, yeah. So I guess we'll just do a move for 3. We'll move up closer to the archer, and we'll put poison on the archer just because. Make sure we have no issues whatsoever. Then we'll just do a basic 2 attack. And I don't need advantage on it. The worst it can be is a -1, so I won't use my item. But I'm going to long rest anyway. I don't think it matters. No. So I'll just attack for 2. It's 3 with poison. Whoops. -1, so it's still enough. We kill the archer. Get the hell out of here. Get out of here. All right. Yeah, that was long to figure that out, but I think that's the right play. We could have gambled, but who knows what we'd have rolled on advantage anyway. Okay, so then this guy will just move for 1 and attack nobody. I'm going to long rest for the next turn. It'll heal me up 2, even though he might come in and attack me anyway. But I want to get next to him no matter what, so let him do it for me. So I'll go at 99. Let's choose when he's going to go. There's the minus, which is great. That means he's attacking for less. So he'll go 1, 2. He's going to attack for 1. And he gets the minus, which is actually a null, and misses. And then shields up, doesn't matter. My turn, I'm going to heal for 2. Go to 7. I have no items to ready. I'll take these all back to hand, flip them over to their A side. And now we just need to finish this guy who's got juicy health. So I want to get poison on him, but I have a way to do that already. Let's do the invisible thing for fun. Let's try it out. So that means we want to save our lost card that's invisible. And then I really need to get better with this card. I need to use this one. I feel like him just taking 3 damage through his shields when he moves close to us is like, I really should have put this into use better, but I did not. I could move away from him, let him do it again, but it's like, I don't know if that's the play. Yeah, let's keep this one. Let's toss quick reflexes, I guess. All right, now what are we doing? New turn. We're gonna go try to go invisible at 12. After attacking him on the bottom. Maybe. And then we'll give that poison. Yeah, let's do that. So they're gonna go plus at 70. Attacking for 2, that's fine. Okay. So first we're gonna attack on the bottom of 3. It's -2, so that's 1. That sucks. Should have gave that advantage because the -2 is really bad. So we attack for 1. It gets blocked by his shield. So it's literally a whiff. Flip that over, go here. Then we're going to make ourselves invisible. And add +1 to your next attack while you have invisible. I mean, I could have did that first, then attacked, but let's put that here in our active area. This guy's going to go, he can't see me, so he doesn't move, doesn't attack, just does nothing. His turn's done. Now, do we just stall for fun? Well, I guess we still hit him. Gotta do it. I don't have darkness, but if I move first... Nope, we don't have darkness. What am I doing here? I thought I had... Oh, darkness is on this card. Shoot. Yeah, I messed that up. Oh, and I forgot to add poison. I forgot to do the poison thing. Yep. I did that, though. Yeah, I forgot. That's the whole reason we were attacking him, just to add poison. I didn't even care if it hit, but... Okay. Yeah, I meant to use the poison. I've even said I was going to do that just to slap poison on him the first melee attack we did. And then I brain farted and totally forgot. I was like, I knew there's something else I needed there. Okay. So now we're playing these. I'll go at 11. They're going to go at plus is 70. So I don't have a way to get this attack juice. So they're basically the same. So we'll just do Venom Shiv. Go back to hand. Of 3, 4 with poison, 5 because we're invisible. And then do we give it advantage? The most it can get is a +1. Would be 6. I don't think it matters because we'll still have to attack again anyway. We can save it. Yeah. Whoops. 0. So that's +0. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 shield. 4 gets through. Down to 3. Yeah, maybe. And then this will go flip back to hand. This move of 5. I mean, we can get out of his range, right? 1, 2, 3. And then this goes discard. Okay, so then he'll go 1, 2, can't reach me. I'm going to play these cards. He'll go at 0. So he can move for 1, attack for 2. We just need to hit him for 4. We could get a +2. I think we'll do the advantage here. Oh yeah, this is gone. I'm not invisible anymore. That would have ended at the end of my turn. That's why he moved towards me. I mean, we could do our big attack here of 5 and use advantage on it. Sure, why not, right? Or we just play it safe. We do a 2 range attack. 3, use advantage. Could be 4, 5. Yeah, let's go big. Let's have fun. Okay, so we're going to use our other item. During your attack, gain advantage. So we're going to roll twice on it. I'm going to attack for 3 with backstab. Oh yeah, I got to move first. Oh, but then I won't have this, right? Yeah. If I move first with this, this goes to my discard pile, then I can't do the big attack. I mess this up every time. Every time. All right. So in that case, let's still get advantage. Let's just do the range attack on here of 2. Okay. With advantage, we're going to roll twice. Could get +2 on it. 1, a 0, and a plus. Nice. So we'll take +2. So this is attacking for 4. 5. He blocks 1, takes 4, he's dead. I was going to then move in and put on Retaliate to hopefully, you know, kill him with the last damage with that maybe, but advantage was the way. And boom, he's gone, out. We win. GG's. So yeah, this would have gone to here. We still had that. Then we would get cards. We'd have to rest again. Yeah. Cool. Reset. Okay. All right, let's read the conclusion of that scenario. Standing on the other side of the street before the towering, grumbling Garelev, the collector clears their throat. Honestly, it's probably best to avoid Button entirely. Very eccentric. I recommend sneaking in through a crack in the wall. Now, if we were playing Bruiser, we play scenario 4, barging in. But if we're playing any other character, we're actually going to play scenario 3. So this is how it would, like, your playthrough would be kind of different based on the character you're playing. Obviously, different items would be better for certain characters too, sometimes based on elements and stuff. So our next scenario will be 3 into the walls. And now we have these items are both available to us. So drop of clean water during your turn. You can consume ice or air to remove 1 negative condition. We don't have either of those elements on us, but if we're playing against enemies with those elements, there could be an argument to take this into the scenario so we can steal their elements from them and use them against them. Or drop of power potion. During your turn, add +1 to all of your attacks. This one I love with the Bruiser, who does like the attacks on multiple hexes. So you can give it to +1 to all your attacks. Or I guess this one too, because we could use it on the ranged one, right? That'd be good on this one too, right? Because then we could get +1 to both of our attacks if we have 2 enemies within range 3. Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. But yeah, just starts adding options like every time. So I'll show you this too. This is crazy. So now that we're playing scenario 3, maybe I'll show you why. I have scenario 2.5. I believe this one is the Gen Con promo. So in my deck, I have scenario 2.5. And it says you may play this after scenario 2. I don't have to. It's a may. But it's a special scenario. Look, it's got special rules. Goal, defeat all monsters or destroy the barricade and end your turn on A. What the heck? I've not even read this. But the cool part is, I could choose to play this if I want, because I have the promo, but the other cool part it does, if I don't play it, for let's say, for example, like I said before, if I go to scenario like 3 or 4, let's say, any card in between, so I get these items right away, okay, they're available to choose from. And let's say scenario 2.5, I'm going to scenario 4, let's say. I get this now as an items to choose from. I would skip scenario 3, so those items will now be available to me, and then I play scenario 4, let's say, right? So then I play this scenario, and before that scenario, I can choose from all these items and all these items that I have. So anytime you skip cards in the deck, all of the items on the cards you even skip are now available to choose from. So like, just imagine when you're later on in the scenario, like, look how many items, you know, for me, that's like 3 hours for me to choose an item, you know what I mean? Some of them are obviously like good for certain characters, I would assume, just like normally in Haven games, right? But it just goes to show that even though like you might play like, let's say scenario 8, you know, you're playing scenario 8, you're playing it with the silent knife and you lose. Okay, and you're like, man, It's not working. The cool part about the game and the replayability is the puzzle solving of a scenario. Even though you fail, you can't move on. Is now you have the choice. You could change the enemy difficulty. You could just play it the way it is and hope that some of the rolls go better in your favor. Or maybe your positioning, your tactics, where you position yourself, attack, getting away, trying to play things on the right, attack modifier. But the other part you can change is completely your items. So you could replay again, keep it on standard difficulty, and now you go look at your item deck again. And if it's a level 2 or higher scenario, you then go look at this and choose a different card to upgrade. So what I think I'm going to do here is I think I'm going to stop today. I want to leave this so people can watch this one. I'm going to play another one because I still want to show upgrading, and I think that'd be super fun to do together. But I'll save that for the next one. And we can choose at the start of the next episode. We can then pick between which level 2 we want to upgrade to based on the scenario, right? So like I said, when you're choosing a scenario, let's say it's a level 2, you only pick one of these based on this upgrade path. Like you pick one card to replace, right? But then you lose. You could try again with that card, or now you choose to upgrade something different and try again with a different strategy. Maybe switch a card different and then change your items around, and try again. Like just that, that cool, like 20 minutes easily adjusted, play it again and try again. And then if you're still having trouble, maybe try a different one, or maybe drop the difficulty down a level, and then try it again. Like just, maybe put it on, if you're playing on standard, then maybe put it on easy and try again. Very clever way to do it, very quick. But it's crazy the amount of choice you have for a $20 small box game. Like, I don't know. I love the, even though it's I played that Dark Tomb, I keep comparing it to that because that's the only other $20 small box. Like even the tiny Epic games are I think 30 US is their retail price, right? And sometimes I see them for more, I guess in Canada, but in the US I see them for $30, maybe a little less. But there's a lot in there, but I don't know. I just love the choice. It has that Gloomhaven crunchy choice of the puzzle of the tactical positioning, the card play, the initiative play, the kind of making the right educated guesses based on what you think you might hit at the right times, planning for your the proper, trying to make this hit with the right cards is something that's going to take some practice. But even just the upgrading and choosing new cards and choosing different items and then eventually seeing the cool enemies in the different scenarios, I don't know, there's a lot here. And I was kind of blown away. I was kind of blown away by how much they put in here. And for a fan of the Haven games, and the card play system, very clever. Very clever. Yeah, I don't know. Very clever. I want to play more. So there you go. But I'm not going to do it today. I'm going to keep this one kind of short-ish for a stream on the channel. I know obviously for a game that's supposed to take 20 minutes, a 2.5 hour stream is kind of long. But we played a couple scenarios. We taught the game, showed the game. If you have any questions, let me know. Again, if I mess up anything you're watching later, comments down below. But yeah, I think we'll wrap it there, showing 2 scenarios. We'll keep playing the Silent Knife. I'll schedule the next episode. Probably, I don't think tomorrow. I can maybe Thursday or Friday. So stay tuned for that if you're watching. Check the playlist down below. If you're curious to watch any of the Gloomhaven, Frosthaven, Jaws of the Lion digital playthroughs we've done on the channel, I've linked all those playlists down in the video description. But if you're looking for the next episode in this series, just check the playlist down in the video description. I'll schedule it in the next little bit. And yeah, we'll keep it rolling. Maybe we'll play through the whole thing if we're having fun. Maybe we'll try a different character. I don't know. But I want to keep trying this character because I've only played these couple scenarios with this character so far. I haven't seen it. I've never upgraded a card yet for this character. So I'm kind of excited to do that on stream with you guys and really get nerdy with it and try to figure out what card do we upgrade. Oh my God, there's so much cool stuff on here. I don't even know. I don't even know. Oh my God. Anyways. But yeah, that's fun. That was definitely fun. Yeah. I know Yogi's making jokes earlier about as soon as we finish scenario 1, time for the outpost phase. Thank God there is no outpost phase, because like it's just more good, juicy gameplay back to back with more gameplay if you want to just keep it on the table and keep playing. Because the best part about Gloomhaven, in my opinion, is like the nice light story, the cool like the cool fantasy theme on it, and then like the card play and the tactical nature of it. And yes, there's dice rolling in this, but I love the way they've narrowed it down to like one of 3 options are going to happen on an attack. So you can kind of prepare for that. Like you can move closer to an enemy knowing the worst they could do to you is not ×2 in some situations. You know what I mean? Like you look down and they might, oh, they only get a +1 right now. Is their best option. Okay, I think I'll go risk that then, you know? And on the turn they have the ×2, maybe you stale away or play your defensive card, and kind of like avoid things. I like that cool planning and ebb and flow. And it's neat. Very neat. Yeah, definitely a cool game. Definitely a cool little game. I was surprised by what's in here. Yeah. Do I wish it was full-size components? Yeah, maybe. But, I mean, I can't complain about setup. Like, holy jeez. Flip a card over and start playing. Like, it's great. Anyways, we'll see how my thoughts change as we keep playing it. I'll kind of like judge it as we go and kind of be open and honest and describe things as we're playing. And we'll see. Maybe we can finish another Haven campaign on the channel. And no, I'm not going to finish Frosthaven. I have no desire. So this is the best you're going to get for now. Anyways, thanks a lot for watching, guys. And I'll see you in the next stream. Bye-bye.